Greetings and salutations, and welcome to Flintlocks and Fireballs, where a handful of mad actors will attempt to survive the treacherous waters of Dungeons and Dragons. I am your host and Dungeon Master, Jason Phelps, and I am joined, as ever, by Robbie, Spirit of Christmas,
Bellekom.
Sam, Spirit of Yule,
Hey.
and Ellie, Spirits above 40% in by volume, will catch and remain on fire, Sparrow.
Yay!
We all have rum, and we're all here! Cheers!
Foley, because we're in the same room.
Hey.
We had a Christmas today.
Yes, this episode isn't going to release until February, so it's it's a bit late for you.
February!
But happy February.
Today it's Flintlocks Christmas, because we had a Christmas.
And Santa came.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd also like you to know that Robbie licked all of us at least once during that intro.
Yeah.
Try and figure out how that happened. It was only a little lick.
It was a little lick.
A little
it
lick.
was a consensual little lick.
I just thought they should know what was happening. The
Occasionally,
abuse we suffer.
when you're having D&D in person,
You have to lick all your
Sometimes you've got to
friends.
lick everyone in the room.
Yeah.
You were licking us to claim us as your own, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I mark my territory.
Jason's intro paragraph didn't falter as well.
Yeah,
It was
it's
impressive.
impressive.
He got
Yeah.
licked midway through a sentence and just
Involunteer.
didn't.
But
Nothing
that's
happened.
just professionalism,
Yeah.
That is
isn't
proper
it?
professionalism.
Speaking of professional licks,
Wow. Yep.
it's time to find out how many licks there are to get to the centre of this temporal paradox. I have never seen that advert. That's like an American thing. I don't even know what the fuck a Tootsie Roll is. When we demand of future us what messages from the present. It's Future Jason with messages from the present. This episode of Flintlocks and Fireballs is brought to you by you. As ever, a massive thanks to our crew members on the Flintlocks Patreon who help keep this ship sailing. There's a wealth of extra content and bonus features for patrons, including regular blog posts, extra stories narrated by the cast, artwork, and a monthly poll for the community to help design an element to go into the game. You can check it out at patreon.com/Flintlocks and Fireballs, link in the description. And that's it for announcements this time. Back to you, Past Jason. I mean, I don't know whether I'm glad or sad that you didn't lick the microphone.
Couldn't reach, the table was in the way.
Fair enough.
I'm weighed down by this lovely blanket. I couldn't climb over the table.
All right. In which case, fill a dialogue here. Flintlocks and Fireballs. Previously, on Flintlocks and Fireballs, the party continued to venture through the Cirrus Citadel in search of, well, more information about sorcerers and sorcery. They have now quested successfully through the outer parts of the wings of several sorcerers, of three of sorcerers thus far within the Cirrus Citadel of 12. Okay, this is going to be a long arc.
I love this dungeon crawl.
I'm down.
It isn't quite a dungeon crawl,
Yeah.
but kind of is.
I'm down for all of them. I'm like, bring them.
Yeah.
Let's do all of them.
Put them directly in my face.
So, having crossed the desert of... Yeah, I'm just not going to address that.
Carry
Crossed
on.
the desert
Please.
No one noticed, it's
belonging
fine.
to Tethys, the Storm, passed through the strange puzzle dojo of Krios, the Dusk, and saved the village as part of the test of Hyperion, the Dawn.
Most of the village.
You did better than most heroes. I think she gave you a solid
6.
She gave you a 6 out of 10 marked down for cynicism.
I would not call that cynicism.
I gave us lighting and everything.
Yeah. However, you've discovered that neither Scamp nor Victory are are the storm, the dusk, or the dawn. Having rested up, it now being, you reckon, around noon on the 28th of Falling Leaves. It's kind of hard to tell.
We had a long rest.
Yes,
We've
you've
had a long rest.
Yes.
Thank goodness.
You return to the remarkably now well lit dungeon where you destroyed the darkened stone.
Yeah, we did.
And having collected the cake that awaited you at the end of the challenge, you find you find yourself standing before the golden door that leads on to the next wing of the Cirrus Citadel. So, says Victory, shall we just... I don't want to hang around here any longer.
No, this place is creepy.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
castle's a bit scary.
No offence to,
The one who played
that
a couple of people was nice. But yeah, I'm good.
Let's go see what horrors await.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, nice things. I never know.
Want to do the honours with the door?
Yeah, right.
You reach a hand out and push open the golden door. It swings open, and you are immediately met by a buffet of comfortably warm air. You see, as you step through, a warm, in fact comfortably toasty, what appears to be a smoking room or study. There is a fireplace and a wide variety of interesting objects and furnishings dotted around. 5 comfortable leather-backed armchairs are positioned near a crackling fireplace. The shelves are dotted with all sorts of bric-a-brac. You can see a curtain partially obscures an armoire, which at this moment is closed. A bucket sits atop a barrel next to a small brazier full of burning coals, kept apart from a richly detailed carpet. The brazier is on a platform of baked terracotta tiles. You can see there is a desk with various objects atop it. A candle, some pegs, a glass jar, a tiny statue of a cow, a plate full of eggs, one hard-boiled in the shell, one fried, one scrambled, next to some cress, and a small bowl of separated curds and whey. Besides one of the chairs, there is a small table with a snail chewing on some lettuce, a pot of steaming tea, and several cups and saucers, as well as a wine glass which has a disembodied eyeball floating in clear liquid. An eye, if you will. There is also a small shelf with 3 books on it. The room has one occupant. A man is sat in one of the chairs smoking a pipe. He's human, middle-aged, and wearing a curly grey wig and a comfortable frock coat, about 30 years out of date. There is a small sign on the wall next to him, which reads in Jovan script, "Significant questions will be answered with a riddle or not at all."
Seems like a cosy place.
Is it an escape room?
It feels like
The man,
If you pull the eggs, the door opens.
the man takes a brief break for smoking the pipe. I find it comfortable enough. Please come in.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello, are you
Nice
the
to meet you.
mentalist?
That I am. Good morning, afternoon. It's always hard to tell.
Well, it was morning where we just came from, but that doesn't really mean much here, does it?
Who is currently before me in the order?
Dawn.
Oh, I am sorry.
Yeah, it was a lot, to be honest.
Well, Introductions. Yes, I am the mentalist. That is not a significant question. Pierre Delacroix.
Yeah. Have we ever heard of Pierre? That sounds familiar.
Roll a
Dice.
history check.
Can I do one?
Ooh, this is not bad for me. Do I have it?
Well, mine's good. Look at that, a good history check as his character. Good lord.
Dirty 20.
25. I win.
You're a bard and you're intelligent as fuck.
The Delacroix.
I don't, I'm just being mean.
The Delacroix family is reasonably wealthy, or at least the central part of it is a reasonably wealthy merchant and trading family within Seoul.
Yeah.
You have not heard of Pierre Scamp, like you know that you don't think you know. I've heard of Pierre Delacroix specifically. I feel you're reasonably certain that you've encountered someone else with the surname Delacroix.
Is there like Madame Delacroix?
Yes, I believe during the Seoul arc. Unfortunately, I don't have my old. I've lost my old paper notes. But I'm reasonably certain that Delacroix. There was a Delacroix within within Seoul proper. In fact, if I just do a quick search.
Thank you, Will Danville, for being searchable with your notes. That makes it sound sponsored. We're not. We just like it.
I'm actually gone off. I'm not you. I'm gone off Will Danville. I'm not using Will Danville for these ones. These are the notes that I never found the time to to transfer over.
That's completely reasonable.
Yeah, I'm literally just going through a Word document. Yes, you have met a Delacroix. Cardinal Victoire Delacroix.
Of course, yeah.
Who was she?
She was one of the 3 members of the clergy that you met back in Vendion. And yes, is one of the is a power player within Seoul, and very likely from the same family. By sheer happenstance, with that 25, you do vaguely recall seeing like a nameplate of dedicated to Pierre Delacroix in the university in Alisant, who apparently funded a wing there.
Oh, cool.
About 20 years ago.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Beyond that, you don't really know. Yeah,
hang on. He funded a wing 20 years ago.
Yeah.
There's not a record of a sorcerer at that point, is there?
Not a known one.
That's
no.
interesting. Is he a secret sorcerer? That's
meant a list.
really
That makes
fun.
sense.
I love that. I mean, it makes sense that there would be secret sorcerers, to be fair. Because you wouldn't tell anyone, would you?
Nah.
Let's go for something.
Ooh.
Sneezes. Sneezes. You're done. You feel better.
Do you wish for an encore?
Yeah.
I think I'm good.
Okay,
I
good,
think
good.
I'm good.
You see, on another podcast, that would be edited out. But we can't be bothered to say that. So enjoy the authenticity.
I love the honesty in that particular statement there.
Yeah, we just want to play D&D and have a good time. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind you hearing me sneeze.
Not really, no. I don't think it really affects the experience massively.
Just think of it as a bonus feature only you get to hear.
You heard about a lot of bodily functions from Robbie today. I think you've been very lucky. Sneezing, licking, all sorts of things.
Stay tuned for more.
This is slowly but surely going to become an ASMR podcast, isn't it?
Sneezing ASMR.
Emerson, I know how to spell that. Emerson. I'm dyslexic.
Asthma.
Asthma. I have that. I don't have that. I used to have that. I apparently grew out of it.
This is all us covering Jason finding the music that he wants because we're nice people.
Like that. That is nice, but like it's fine. We're good.
Okay.
Although interestingly, I do seem to have lost the. I used to have installed in here music, like some tavern background noises that would have made it for a very nice bit of crackling fireplace.
Ooh. Oh, bugger.
But interestingly,
Shall I be a crackling fireplace? That'll work just fine.
That'll be fine.
Crackle, crackle,
crackle.
We don't need to do dialogue. I'll just crackle.
There we go. I'll just stick elements fire in. But yes, as you Pierre gestures to the seats. Well, you are welcome here for as long as it takes you to move on.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Do you think any of us are you? Let's start with that, I guess.
I'm afraid that is a significant question.
I figured it might be.
But I can. To that I will say the answer will present itself.
Right, if we can't solve your riddles, probably not.
What is all this? Is this a way out, all this stuff? Or is this a question being answered?
I will answer one question with another. We've got two. There you go. We've got two different musics playing, which is why I'm confused. Yes. If you are looking to leave, first you must find the door when it is not a door.
Is there a
Is
jar?
there a jar?
Is there a jar in the room?
You do find a glass jar on the desk.
What does it have in it?
It's an empty glass jar.
I'll pick up the jar.
Is it this?
Is it when it's a jar?
As you go to pick up the jar, you find that there is a door in the wall behind next to the. You go to pick up the jar, and you see that there is indeed, and you pick up the door, and your brain skips a moment because there was definitely a jar a moment ago, but now you're holding onto a door set into the wall.
Oh, that's clever.
Ooh, that was a bit cool.
What happens if my monkey accidentally eats your snail? Jeffrey, don't eat the snail. Jeffrey, don't eat the snail.
Jeffrey is already picking up.
You can
Jeffrey,
poo in
put
the
the snail
bag.
down.
Get in.
The snail continues to munch cheerfully on the leaf. Depending on how your Jeffrey picked up the snail, that might be it might be a pleasurable experience for him or a very unpleasurable one.
What does the snail do?
What does a snail ever do? The snail is a snail.
I didn't really twig Jeffrey as the sort of person who'd have the taste for escargot.
Okay.
We're calling him a person now, are we? Okay.
Yes, we're calling Jeffrey a person.
Right. No, I'm not addressing that.
Rude. Okay, so there's the door. That's good.
I mean, I'm going to try and open the door and just see what happens.
Okay, you open. You reach for the handle. You give it a pull. There is and you can see, looking down, that there is a little keyhole there.
Ah.
Use a key.
I'm afraid if you. And actually, no. Pierre doesn't say anything. He just smokes cheerfully.
What other things are there? Because I don't have a great
Yes.
memory.
So-
can we go through the things again, please?
Oh
Would
yes,
that be okay?
I am very happy to amply go through descriptions of environments here as much
I think
as possible.
I might need them a lot of times if that's all right.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Ask me if you want to zoom in on specific bits at any time. Ask me
point
to do
and click
so.
adventure.
Weirdly, could we
Yeah.
have a rundown?
Yeah.
Is that too much?
No, it's fine. I will just, if you want just the objects in the room, I will give you that.
Sure.
Or I'll give you the whole description again.
It depends on whether their location is significant.
Well, I'm going to give you the description again.
That would be
That would be
great.
useful.
So, the smoking room itself has a fireplace around which are positioned 5 leather-backed armchairs. There is a curtain that is obscuring an armoire or cupboard. A bucket atop a barrel that is next to a brazier of burning coals. You can see that the coals and the brazier and the bucket are all on a platform of baked terracotta tiles.
Okay, stop there for a moment. So we've got a bucket on a barrel next to a burning brazier, which I don't actually know what it looks like.
A brazier is basically like a metal dish on a stand.
That's what I thought it was. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. And they're all on a platform together.
Yes, made of terracotta tiles. The platform keeps the burning coals from spitting anything onto a richly detailed carpet. You can see there is a desk upon which there is a candle, some pegs. There was a jar, but it's now a door. A tiny cow.
Tiny cow.
A tiny statue of a cow. A plate full of eggs.
Egg plate.
There are 3 eggs. 1 boiled, 1 fried, 1 scrambled. And also on the plate is some cress. There is a small bowl. There is also a bowl of curds and whey.
Just keep making this desk bigger in my drawing.
Next to this, by the chairs, is like a little end table with a snail eating lettuce.
Snail and lettuce.
A pot of steaming tea, as well as cups and saucers. And a wine glass with an eye floating in some liquid. And then there is a shelf with 3 books on it.
Can I have a look at the spine of the books?
Yes. You can see the books are clearly labelled. The first one, Hook, Line and Sinker, Great Fish and How I Caught 'Em. The second, The Miner's Craft, A Prospective Prospector's Guide. And the third, In the Valley of Starlit Dew, My First Year of Farming.
Excellent.
You're the
I love
worst.
you.
Love it.
Okay, so
Have I heard of any of these books before?
No.
Okay, fair.
No. These are not books you've personally encountered.
what's a tuffet? There's some curds and whey, and I'm sure I've heard it rhyme.
That is an excellent question. One moment.
Is there a tuffet in this room?
It's an upended barrel, isn't it?
What, like that
Oh,
one?
like
with the
that
bucket?
barrel there.
Ooh, that's interesting.
That might be Sam out of character misunderstanding what a tough is.
No,
That
I'm
was always
actually
what I had
literally
pictured.
just looking this up because what thing? This is potentially a very interesting question.
Okay.
Given the way that this particular room works. So a tuffet can be it can be a tuft of grass It can also be a footstool or a low seat.
Okay.
So arguably you could use an upturned barrel as a tuffet. Would you like to try and turn up the barrel?
I would like to look for a tuffet.
Okay.
Or a
Corzin,
spider.
Yeah.
you think it does occur to you that if Scamp mentions looking for a tuffet, which I think they just did,
They did, definitely.
then an upturned bucket would technically count as a tuffet.
Yeah.
What's in the bucket?
Is there anything in the bucket?
Picking up the bucket, holding it in your hands, it appears to be an empty bucket.
Okay.
What do you do with it now?
I'm going to sit next to the Corzin way on the tuffet
Okay,
and declare, this is a tuffet!
okay, Scamp, Corzin, you upturn the
Thank
bucket.
you, Corzin.
Scamp sits down on a small grassy mound
Oh.
next to
Oh, fuck me, this is a tuffet.
next to the bowl of Corzin Whey.
Corzin, do you see a spider anywhere?
Do I, in fact?
I'm going to see a snail.
Deception check.
Can I look for a spider also?
Yes.
No, I don't see a spider. That's an 8.
Okay. That is...
I'm also just going to make a note that the bucket is now a tuffet.
So that's a 23.
Neither of you see a spider in this scene.
None that I can see.
Okay, well, I don't need to get frightened away, I guess. Jeffrey, sit on the tuffet just in case for a bit.
You know a big thing about spiders, though, do you?
No, not at all. Well, I mean, beyond the horrible Underdark nonsense.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Outliers.
Yeah,
yes.
but no, there's a rhyme. I'm sure I heard a rhyme.
No, I think I know the one you mean.
yeah, same.
I think I've heard that one.
Since I've been up here.
Right. Anything else? What else we got here? Tiles, bucket. What's in the cupboard? I want to look in what's behind the curtain.
Okay. You brush aside the curtain, and opening the armoire, or the cupboard, you find that it is full of threadbare old dresses and one fine purple cape.
Purple cape dresses.
What else can be a key? Because there's a keyhole in the door.
On maps, you get a thing that tells you what a thing is.
That's very true.
That's key, isn't it?
Oh, what were the books? Was there any books that could have a map in it?
There's a farming one, there's a mining one,
And a fishing one.
A fishing one. Any of them could have a map.
Yeah.
You have at this point, yeah. So you've picked up the books, you looked at the spines. They're currently popped back on the shelf.
Okay.
What have we not looked in, actually? Can I have a look at the little cow? I just really want to.
Yeah.
It is an adorable little cow. It's remarkably lifelike. It appears to be a Frisian.
I would like to give it a stroke.
Okay.
Just a gentle stroke.
Frisian.
Okay, you stroke the cow.
It's a black and white one.
It's strange. Like the feeling of stroking the cow is very much like the feeling of stroking a live cow, except that the cow is teeny.
Is the cow moving at all?
Make a charisma check, please.
8.
It looks so lifelike you could almost imagine it moving, but you can't quite imagine it moving.
I think this cow could move, but I can't make it do it.
Stroke.
You have a go. Have a stroke at the cow.
Stroke the cow.
You can stroke the cow. Make a charisma check. It does feel very lifelike.
Forgotten. Hang on. I think it was a 17.
The
Yeah,
cow
17.
moves. The cow wiggles a little, trying to
It's moving.
lift you off. It moves around like a little Lilliputian cow in your hand.
Oh, so it is alive then.
Does anyone know any stories about cows? Is there a moon?
Yeah, there is that one. But
Oh, I don't know that one. I'm
There's something
sorry.
about a cow jumping over a moon.
That sounds insane. Also, it has a sky in it, so it's not like I was told.
it is, yeah. I mean, It was one of those
I think the
nonsense
one with the
rhymes for children.
Yeah, I think the one with the tuffet I've heard kids going on about since we got up here, but cow jumping over the moon's new on me.
There's a dish and a spoon. Any spoon?
There's no cat or fiddle either, so...
No.
I mean, there's tea over there.
That's true.
I'm going to go say hi to the snail.
Okay. You go. The snail wiggles its eyes at
Hello.
you. And continues munching away at the leaf, doing snail-like things.
Munch, munch.
Munch, snail. Okay.
Is the leaf getting smaller?
Yeah, is there like a
It's
hole?
been
where
eating
it's
lettuce
eaten?
for a long time. I was wondering.
There's a lot of lettuce for it to get through, but you can see a small trail as the snail has been like rasping away at it.
Can I have a look under the desk? I just want to look under it. I don't know why.
Okay. You see the desk. Underneath it is the carpet, or one could potentially say rug, or pile. And you can see the desk has legs.
What kind of legs?
Like desk legs.
Desk legs, okay. Just
Like,
checking.
you know.
Worth checking!
Yeah, fair. Yeah.
Like,
We're the
though
person
actually
who
you're
can
looking
literally
under the
make-
desk.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah, I'm
the
looking
desk.
under the desk.
What kind of legs would you expect a desk to have?
Human legs.
I mean, my knee jerk that I've got in my head right now
Yeah.
is the sort of little fancy claw feet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same.
Then I would say that you see the desk has 4 legs with beautifully carved into it feet ending in carved claws. I'm going to make a note of that.
Okay.
I would like to look in the book about farming and see if there's any chickens.
Okay. As you open the book, Scamp, right, the 3 of you see Scamp open the book and vanish.
What?
The book drops onto the desk.
Oh
No
Um,
shit.
Scamp, you open the book and you find that you open the book and you can see that
Concerning laughter.
okay, one moment. I need to.
The mayor comes to your door.
Yeah.
Robin will insult my house that my grandfather left me.
I just need to. Yes, there we go.
I called Shane has terrible problems.
You find Scamp, as you open the book, you find that you are stood on a farm. There are so things that you can see that there is a closed book in your hands.
What's the book called?
The spine of which says "Looking for a Way Out" by Quius the Mentalist.
Good name.
So you can see in the farm. Hold up, just get this. You are in the midst of a valley. The stars valley. The stars are bright above you.
Oh, hello.
There is dew on the grass. You can see a number of crops growing in the field. Nearby, there are.
What are the crops?
We'll get to that in a moment.
Okay.
But, okay, no, you know what? You've asked. You can see growing in the field is rye, barley, carrots, and peas. Nearby, there are indeed chickens and one rooster nesting. Currently, you can just see them nesting in a coop. These are not the only animals here. There are also cows and sheep, both male and female. You can see there are a number of trees largely pines going up the valley, but also some oaks.
Oh.
That is all, and nearby there is a farmhouse. And you also can't see the rest of the party.
Well, that's a problem. I kind of want a chicken still, though.
I mean, you can go over and try and get a chicken if you
I'd
want.
like to go and pick up a chicken and then open the book again.
Okay, can you make an animal handling check, please?
Definitely not. 2!
Okay, as you try to rustle the chicken, the chicken bursts awake.
Oh, no.
And starts fluttering away. The rooster breaks up.
Oh, no, there's no need for this.
There's
no.
Very quickly, the sheep are like...
No, you can stop that.
Distant cows start
Oh,
blowing.
No, you don't need to join in. It's okay. Everything's fine.
I'm guessing I can't grab at a chicken now. They're all panicking.
You have not you try to grab at a chicken, but the chickens are like running left, right, and centre. They're actually surprisingly fast.
Oh no!
Like you're trying to chase it. You spend you spend several minutes chasing chickens to no avail. Meanwhile, Scamp opens a book and then is gone, and the book plops onto the table and closed.
Where'd they go?
I look at the mentalist. Are they okay, or do we have a problem? That is a threat, if you want to roll.
Yeah, he thinks for him. Not a significant question. Your friend should come to no harm. At least no harm they bring upon them that they do not bring upon themselves. This is not the. I am not like Hyperion.
Do I trust him?
Roll an insight check.
I think it's decent, actually. Yeah, it's like 18.
He seems amused, but not concerned.
Okay, and not duplicitous particularly.
You don't you read that he's obviously keeping things from you, but that's been
That's
pretty
the
obvious
game,
since
yeah.
Yeah, but there's
he's not keeping a Scamp is running through the field of knives from us or something.
There doesn't appear to be malice. There is perhaps an undertone of scrutiny, some slight judgment. He's paying attention, but he's not. You don't get the sense that this is going to turn into knife murder time.
Question: did that effect look like the same sort of magical effect that Scamp uses when they bamf from one place to another?
Usually, so when Scamp does a dimension door, you'll briefly see flashes of darkness where Scamp was, which suspect might be images of the void. This is more like Scamp's just gone invisible, except that they're not visible to your visibility.
Yeah, I would be able to see them if they were just invisible.
It's more like they've just blinked out of existence.
Alright.
Will they come back?
That is up to them.
But they will have the ability to come back.
If they can, as you may have guessed, finding a way out is sort of the game here. What I would say is, in this room, all is as it seems. He smokes his pipe.
If any of us open that book, will we be sent to the same place they were?
He gestures with the pipe at the book, inviting you to
give
find
it a
out.
crack, yeah. I might not go into the book right now. I'm getting an instinct to look at things in the room.
Yeah, Victoria's for the moment, doesn't immediately leap into a book.
I've got this weird urge to look under the rug. I don't know why. He said there was a rug.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are always things under rugs in point and click games, and I just want to have a look.
Okay.
If I'm assuming it's like a rug rather than like it's just the whole room is carpeted.
Yeah, there is a notable the carpet covers a lot of the room, but under the rug or the carpet, you can see wooden boards, in which are held down by nails, what appear to be iron nails. There is dust and grime, and probably not a lot else. You certainly don't find any hidden hatches or the like. But you find what you would expect to find under a rug.
I mean, Celestia's expecting something else, if I'm...
I should say what you would expect to find under a rug in a normal situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair. No, I was thinking about like keys under mats and stuff. Like, yeah.
Okay. I will say that you don't find a key, but you do find a card with a note on it that reads, "How can you open a door?"
With a key, that's out loud.
But that's literally all it says. I realise, yes, this is getting me very escape room.
Oh, yeah. Are the
Feeling
pegs
dumb.
on the table clothes pegs?
That is an excellent question. Looking at them, as you think that question, you realise that there is a mixture of like clothes pegs, like the that you could use to peg up clothes. There's also pegs like you might use to like stopper up holes, like in the sort of round peg into a round hole type thing.
Okay.
Yeah, and one peg leg.
Right. Okay. All right. Interesting thing here. All of these are pegs. All of those are eggs, but they're different forms of the same thing.
Right.
So there's got to be some significance to that, right?
Probably? Fuck me, I wish Clara was here. She'd be brilliant at this shit.
Yeah.
Is your friend fond of words?
She's just really clever. Really, really clever.
Definitely.
So
well
words
read for
is
her
the
age,
thing.
I would say.
Words is the thing.
Ominous pipe smoking.
Can I see your pipe? Is that allowed?
He offers the pipe to you. It appears to be a clay pipe filled with. It appears to be a clay pipe filled with tobacco.
Take a drag.
Okay, you take a drag. It's interesting as you puff, as you drag in this on the pipe. Are you sat down? Are you stood up?
I think I've just walked over to him, so I guess I'm stood up.
You feel yourself slide back a handful of feet on the carpet, as if someone has like hooked you and is like pulling you from behind.
Well, I thought drag, and drag happened. I took a drag and then was dragged.
And now you have a drag.
From our point of view, did they move without anything visibly moving them?
Strangely, yeah, it's like they just like slid backwards.
How did you do that?
I took a drag on the pipe, and a different kind of drag happened.
Huh.
So I think that's how we need to be thinking. Feel free to have us back, by the way.
Thank you.
Sorry, I didn't mean to...
Feel free to keep the drag.
Thank
you.
you.
Want to use it somewhere else.
Right.
Meanwhile,
I'm so confused.
I hate chickens!
I thought that's all you've been doing.
Yeah.
Did you get a chicken?
No.
Oh no.
You
I rolled a 2.
You open Looking for a Way Out by Queers the Mentalist, and as you do so, you find yourself in the room holding the book in the Valley of Starlit Dew.
I hate chickens!
Well, hello. Missed you.
Yeah, chickens suck.
We haven't had a lot of luck with chickens, historically speaking.
No, I don't really know what I was looking for. Something to do with eggs.
Well, I have a drag now. I think about the drag.
You have this strength, and you sense that, you like feel yourself pulled a little, and you have the sense that you have, in some sort of strange hypothetical inventory, if you will,
Drag.
A drag. And until you put that drag somewhere, you have a drag.
Okay.
Hi.
Can I have a look at the wine glass with the eyeball in it?
Okay. It's a glass with some sort of clear liquid in it, and what appears to be a disembodied eye.
Does the eyeball look human?
I'm going to say yeah.
Okay.
Is it moving?
Roll a charisma check.
17.
It seems to follow you around the room.
The eye's creepy. I don't like the eye.
I'm just going to give the briefest of sniffs to the top of the glass to see if I can detect any odour.
Genuinely? Mm-hmm. What would you expect the liquid to be? Like in that
Given
situation?
its appearance, you said it's clear.
Yep.
I'm either expecting water or some form of like alcohol-based preservative. So like it'll have either not really any odor at all, or like just like the sharp chemically taste of like high-strength alcohol.
I'm going to say that you can smell a sharp but relatively unflavoured scent of alcohol.
All right.
It could be. It's definitely some sort of purish alcohol. It could be vodka, or it could be a vodka, or it's definitely full of alcohol. Is one word for what's in it.
All right. Well, I definitely don't recommend you drink that, but
It's got an eyeball in it. I'm not gonna. I think I know where I might find a key.
I'm gonna grab the fishing book.
Okay, so you pick up
for
hook,
that.
line, and sinker. Great fish and how I caught him. And as you open it, the three of you see the book.
well, nice of you to elaborate on that. Of course, it says to the empty air.
Does anyone else pick up the book?
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah,
I get
okay.
it.
You all pick up the book,
Yeah.
and one by one, each of you find yourselves in a different environment.
The wonder of reading.
It's
So it feels like,
magical.
you know how they try and tell you reading is as a kid, which reading is magical, to
Yeah.
be fair.
Yes.
But
Transported somewhere by a book.
Okay, give me a moment. I need to this. You find yourselves on the edge of a. All right. You find yourselves on the edge of a cold sea. The sea. The sky above is kind of that. It's like that bleak grey you get when there's so many clouds that that it's just like all white. Grey rather than white. It's uniform in colour. There is a town around you. You can see that that it's built up on two sides of a valley, cut through the middle by a river that goes through the centre of it and extends out into the sea. you can see that there are a number of boats with nets that are moored up on the docks near, and that there is a large sort of seawall protecting it from the tides.
Oh, a key.
Yeah, what did our boats do?
I'm there. Yeah.
Good thought.
Hmm.
That out there looks like the melancholic, but I don't for a second think it actually is.
Huh. I've got to go and get a key.
Do that.
How do you want to do that?
I'm going to go to where you tie a boat up,
Yep.
and I'm going to try and pick up a key.
All right, you reach down to like just a full-on pier.
Like a capstan or like a...
And,
No, like a
Like a
with a Q,
like a
and
QUAY
a
key.
yeah. As you hold your
I'm
hands
gonna pick up the
together,
whole thing.
you see Scamp picks up a small brass key, and there is a deluge of water because the dock, that whole pier, that key, if you will, has vanished.
Who's holding the book?
The last person to enter, which I'm going to say Victory got in their third, so it is Corzin.
All right.
You've got a copy of Looking for a Way Out by Kearse the Mentalist.
Corzin, I think maybe we need a way
Yeah,
out.
I think we should go now.
Yeah, everyone get the right, get the right.
Everyone, okay, so I need each of you in reverse order. Corzin, you don't have to do this because you're holding the key, the book.
Okay.
Everyone now needs to make a dex save to, in turn, to grab the book before the sudden onrushing water causes you problems.
I might be in trouble.
Oh dear.
Okay.
26.
Okay. Celestia grabs the book, opens it, vanishes. Victory grabs the book, opens it, vanishes.
I rolled an 8.
Scamp, who is the one with the key? You try to grab the book, you slip. The
Can
book.
I put the key in my mouth?
You grab the key in your mouth. It's currently still a little brass key. And
Find someone who's likely to drop it.
and try and grab the book with both hands, but the sudden surging of water strikes you.
Ow.
And you see both, and you are pulled out into the water, and the book, also caught by the waves, drifts away.
Oh, no.
Shit.
The three of you appear in the book, back in the study. Celestia, you're holding the copy of the Hook, Line and Sinker. You wait.
Well, I'm going back in.
You open Celestia vanishes.
Come back.
Okay,
the book will move.
Celestia, you suddenly find yourself grabbing onto this book in the
I do not let
water
go.
as you are being washed out towards the seawall rather than the sea. Scamp, you can see, is being pushed away some distance away. I need you to roll an athletics check, please, because you are about to be smushed into the seawall.
Can I cast telekinesis? I'll just
You
pull us all
can.
together and up.
You can still need the athletics check because against the
Oh,
waves.
it's dirty 20, actually.
Okay, you managed to struggle against the tide long enough for
It's a scam message. Scam, but by the seawall.
I can see you've got my book.
Yeah, I came to get you. I was worried.
Okay, Scamp,
I'm
you
alright, don't worry.
pull them towards you, and the both of you now hugging each other and holding the book. Who wants to open the book first?
Well, let Scamp open the book
No,
first.
I'm the one keeping us out the water, flying with telekinesis.
Oh, that's
Open
true.
the damn book.
Fine.
Okay, you open the book. You've you vanish with telekinesis. You're able to catch the book and open it, and a sopping wet Celestia appears in the study, and a moment later, also holding the book, is Scamp.
gonna
Now,
dry
Scamp, you were doing a lot of talking there while holding the key in your mouth. So
Yeah, you can talk with things in your mouth.
You totally can.
I do it all the time.
yes,
Literally
you
how I
do.
hold
Yep,
things.
you do. I just want a dexterity check to make sure you don't roll a natural one.
Oh no, but I will, won't I? Okay, no, that's a 10.
Oh, it's fine. You don't swallow the key.
Okay.
That's alright, I'll just imagine it reappearing.
No, we would have had to wait a
Well-
while.
I'll vomit it out.
No, you've got telekinesis up still.
Oh, God.
Samothy.
That's grim.
Okay. So you successfully emerge in the back in the smoking room with the key in your mouth.
Ta-da!
I'm gonna dry us with prestidigitation.
Thank you.
Nicely done.
I wasn't staying like that. Grim.
Right, so
I mean, try putting it in the door.
let's put it in the door. I'm going to
Okay.
unlock the door with the key.
You reach
Does
forward.
it fit?
The key fits neatly into the hole with a click click. It unlocks. You open it, and you see there is a blank wall.
Oh, what kind of wall?
It is the same wall as the rest of the room. So it is it is covered in a maroon, in what appears to be a maroon wallpaper with some. Oh, what's the name of the siding that one of the stowaways really went into this and explained it to me? It's a dado.
That's it. A
That's
dado
it.
Dado. What
Yeah,
a good word.
With a wooden dado that goes around the room. Thank you. I've forgotten who, but whichever stowaway explained to me what a dado was.
Somebody did do that. Yeah, thank you to whoever it was. It was a long time ago, but I have a vague memory of it
Yes.
also. Yeah.
So yes, there is wall behind where the door is. At which point, and also another small card.
Ooh, what's the card say?
It says, "This door does not." Actually, it's going to be another question. It says, "Where should this door lead?"
To outside.
I'm guessing in the
do we-
general
we
level
don't-
out.
We don't necessarily want out because we don't know that this isn't the right place.
That's
We
true.
want answers. We want a door that leads to an answer.
Yeah, we do. The other card said, "How do you open a door?"
How do you open with a key?
You pull
which
it.
We did that.
Mm.
Or you push it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Or you use thaumaturgy.
Pierre.
You don't drag it, I don't
drop
think.
On the pipe says, "I think you have successfully opened the door."
Yes, we have. But where does it go? That's the leads to bricks. I think that the wall, not brick. Well, it's probably got bricks in it, isn't it?
I mean, if you really want to
What
scrape
did-
off
what
the
was-
off the wallpaper,
What was the wording of the question? Could you say it again, please? On the card, that
yeah,
is.
the wording on the card was. I've lost the wording on the card. The wording on the card was, "Where should this door lead?" I'm going to write that down so I actually.
To the next room?
Yeah.
That's what you expect.
Yeah, what's the next room?
What room is this? Is this a living room? A
This is a...
study?
Looks like a study.
So what would you put next to a study?
Legitimately a living room or a toilet or a bedroom.
Pierre
A library?
asks, "Where would you want to go?"
I want to go where there's answers.
There could be answers in a library.
Yeah, library's not
Yeah,
a bad idea.
okay. I'm going to shut the door again. And I'm going to open it, expecting a library.
It's blank wall.
I'm going to give it a kick.
You kick the wall. It feels like kicking a wall.
Okay, well...
Yeah. It seems you're going to need to put something together, or maybe take some things apart.
Okay, where does the door go?
I want to look behind the bookcase. Because sometimes behind bookcases is secret doors in
That's
my
a
head.
good idea.
I mean,
Okay. You look behind the case. Give me a strength check, please.
Lol.
I've still telekinesis if you want to. Oh,
Oh,
you
it's
just rolled decently,
really
huh?
good. This dice likes me today. Sometimes this dice hates me. What am I rolling? Strength.
Yeah,
19.
strength check, wasn't
So 19.
Okay. 19. You managed to shift the bookshelf. The bookshelf. Sorry, not the bookshelf. The armoire. Because there isn't a bookshelf.
There is. It's got 3 books on it.
It's a small shelf. It's like a standing shelf. There is the armoire though, so you can shift that, which is the other nearby object. Also, so you could shift the shelf itself. Yeah, why not?
The bookshelf is what I was going for.
Okay,
Because again, sometimes there's doors.
Yeah, you shift the shelf. You don't find a door. You do find another card.
Ooh, what's it say? What's it say?
Right.
Where does the door lead?
It says, it says to. Okay. You will need to. Okay, it says to take apart, to put together. What makes up a peg?
Probably you're the worst.
You said peg too many times.
2 bits and a hingy bit.
Yeah, but not always, because some of these are different kinds. But they're all wooden, aren't they?
One is wooden. One is. I would say one. Right, the clothes peg ones are wooden. The peg leg is also wooden. The peg that you just used to fill a hole, I'm going to say, is metal.
Okay. Is it a little bit like my belaying pin?
Yeah.
Okay.
P, E, and G.
A pig and an egg. I'm not Jeffrey. Do you want to piss on tonight?
No bad idea.
Jeffrey starts moving towards the plate of
Jeffrey?
eggs.
Oh,
No,
fuck.
Jeffrey.
Do you want Jeffrey to try and pee on some eggs?
I do.
Okay, Jeffrey,
Stop it.
he's on pick an egg. Hard-boiled, fried or scrambled?
Oh, no.
The hard-boiled egg.
You all avert, who doesn't avert their eyes?
I don't. I
I
stare
literally
transfixed.
Yeah, you look
I literally can't.
Victory does avert their eyes.
Corzin wishes he could.
You watch as Jeffrey relieves himself on the hard-boiled egg.
Well, I really hope none of us have to eat that.
There isn't a hard-boiled egg.
What's
There
that?
is now
A peg?
there is now a small wooden peg.
I just remembered the peas on the farm. We could have got some of those. Jeffrey need a piss on.
Okay, well, we've got another peg now.
Right.
Oh wow, yeah, you could have just gone and got a pea and then put an egg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thing, right.
What kind of peg do we now have?
It's very similar to the peg that you'd put to the belaying pin peg. This one's actually made of wood in the same way as the peg done, rather than metal.
That was unnecessary piss. It really was. That was needless.
Jeffrey's
This poor
looking
man's just trying to have his puzzle
real
game.
confused. Jeffrey's peed a lot in his life, and this has never happened before.
This is new.
Yeah. Okay, this is silly, but I feel like being systematic, I should do this. I'm going to look around the
Piss
room.
on everything.
No. I'm going to look around the room. Given that you just found another card behind a bookcase, I'm going to look on the room, specifically on the floor or on the walls, to see if there's any evidence of things being moved, like scuff marks on the floor or discoloration on the walls or anything like that.
I will say that this is something you can't take 20 on. You give this a solid look. The only signs you can find of things having been moved are the things that you, as a party, have moved.
Okay. It's a magical space. I kind of expected that, but I had to eliminate that. All right.
Right, well, we know how to make a peg.
So what do we do with these pegs?
What was the question about the door?
Where does door lead?
Where does a door lead? A door leads
Out.
And
or
the
on,
other card...
or through.
Yeah.
Ooh, can we make any of those words from anything?
Through. I'm going to throw the peg across the room.
I'll throw it through the door.
There.
Okay.
Throw it.
you threw the. It's an interesting thing is that while you threw the peg, when the peg hits the door, you see there is a brief clanging sound as a large golden chair flumps to the ground, a throne, if you will.
Ow!
Oh, bollocks!
And you threw it, but it's now thrown.
Oh, so it was briefly through, and now it's thrown.
Okay.
I really have to piss on the No.
Damn it, past tense.
Stop
you
it.
currently only have 2 eggs,
No, okay, no more eggs.
3 pegs, and yeah, true. I guess the peg became thrown, so now it's a throne.
Okay, so we've got a throne. How do we get an out? Or an onwards? Or a through?
I slap Scamp on the shoulder.
Ow!
Okay, you've collected pain. You've collected an owl.
And then I pour some tea from the teapot.
Okay, you pour some tea on. You slam it a second. Pour some tea, and you feel
Out.
you have. Yeah,
Out
there's a
tea.
brief moment where there's a strange potential between the two of you. It feels like in an abstract sense you have out, but that's not quite enough. Like it needs some. It feels like there's another element you need to turn it into the thing you're looking for. But you have between you out.
Oh.
Go on.
Like, different out, but Corzin, in your interesting dialect, you'd say, if you had nothing, you say you have out, right?
Yeah.
So she'll give you something. Is that out? Like the opposite of nout is out? Is that right? I don't know.
I actually think it is.
Dialectic-wise, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The two people from the north think it is.
Yeah.
I don't know which accent it is. I'm going to give you one of the pegs. Here you go.
Take it.
Now you've got out.
And yeah, you have something, which is to say you've got out, which is now you have 2 outs.
Okay.
Which is bizarre. And again, you have the peg vanishes, but you feel as an abstract sense that you do have
How do we
an
use it?
out. There's something, but out enough. It isn't enough. You're missing one other element that would make it somewhere meaningful for the door to lead.
Side.
Way out.
Yeah.
A way out.
Up the way.
Way! Oh, for...
Yeah.
Jeffrey,
Take the way.
don't stop eating that.
Okay. Yeah,
I just
I
pick
will
up some
take-
disgusting way.
you take the way from the.
I don't throw it.
Yeah.
I just
Okay.
pick it up.
You pick up the door. Okay, you pick up the way. You take it, and your conceptual out to the door. And as you place them against the wall, you feel the door closes.
Smush it in.
Okay, the door has now closed, and you feel like you've lost this. You've lost your out, and you've certainly lost the way. It's just a bold curtain.
Okay, so if we
I open the door.
You can open it, and you can see there is now a glowing archway that leads on to some sort of shadowy and flickering and inconsistent place. And you hear Pierre takes the pipe out. Not badly done.
I don't know what we were supposed to do for the owl, but I don't think I was supposed to slap you.
I don't think at
Oh,
any
dear,
point we
what?
were meant to piss on me.
I mean,
Unorthodox solution?
it's not the worst. You also could have taken the sea from a cow.
Mm.
See.
If you wanted and combined it with the tea rather than slapping your friend.
Oh yeah.
And we could have got the sea
We
from
could
a
just-
book, and then
Yeah.
if we'd taken it, from
Or
the
we could have
cow,
just like hidden the cow so there's no seeing the cow.
There's
you
also
can't see.
Then we put the cat with blindfold.
there are a few options. I would also have accepted you combining the egg and the cress for a grass. Once you took the C out of the crest.
Isn't that like a type of eagle?
No, you're thinking of egret.
Close enough.
Or a combination of 2 of the eggs and the eye and a cup of tea.
Are you telling us we were meant to piss?
Are you telling us pissing on things and slapping our friends wasn't the solution?
It was a solution. I was very impressed.
Yeah, many people come up with that one.
The chickens weren't relevant at all.
No, we could call the peas.
Well, I have good news and bad news. The bad news is
We're not the mentalists, are we?
none of you
No, of course we're not.
are mentalists. But you have been excellent spots. I will. The good news is, while I will not answer all of your questions because none of you are me, we do make a habit of providing some sort of gift or award for passing through to help our fellow sorcerers on their way. Since there are 2 of you,
Is that unusual?
I mean, I personally have not encountered it, but I've not. I, as me, have not been here as long as some of the others.
I mean, you might still be alive where we're from.
I might. I haven't seen myself again. I haven't seen myself for some time. So.
I mean, you sponsored a wing of the university in Alessand.
That does sound like something I would do. However, traditionally I would give 1, but since there are 2 of you, you get the answer to 1, well, since it's 2 significant questions.
Ooh.
Now, this has terms and conditions. I will give you... Pick your questions carefully. I will give you full and proper answers. I'm not going to wheedle around it. But equally, don't try to fuck about by sneaking in extra questions. I'm not down for that shit, okay? I may allow some clarification, but I don't like wheedlers. If I do not know the answer, you get a different question. I'm also not going to, penalize you for asking an insignificant question. If you ask me, what question can I ask? That doesn't use up one of your questions.
Okay.
Love that, honestly.
But I only give all the answers to myself because that's how it works around here. But if you have 2 significant questions, I will do my best to answer them. 1 from each of the 2 sorcerers. Victory says, well, I'll be honest, you folks have been doing this shit a lot longer than I have. I'm gonna
weird shit.
Yeah, I am. You can ask my question.
And you get to be part of the conversation.
Yeah, that's fine. I just figure you're probably more clued in than I am.
I'm just going to look at the mentalist for a second. Is it okay if we discuss what we want to ask?
Yes, of course.
Are we bothered? Excellent, lovely.
Yeah, steer as long as you want.
Right. Let's actually plan this.
Have some egg and cress if you want.
No, I don't think anyone wants.
I think I'm a little put off, if I'm honest. I've watched a monkey squat over them. I'm just not feeling it anymore. But thank you.
I would offer you other things, but literally all of it will stop existing the moment it leaves this room.
Do you want anything brought back if we ever come through again, by the way? This is not a significant question, but I'm bringing some books for someone else. And
I appreciate the offer, but I'm pretty well catered for.
Okay,
fair enough.
If I think of it, if I find anything
He's got his egg and cress, he's happy.
I'll bring it.
Non-significant questions, though. What year is it?
1798, where we are.
Oh, okay. He shrugs.
Yeah.
It's not been... I'll save you asking the question. I've been here 28 years.
Ah,
Okay.
Alright.
you definitely weren't out as a sorcerer.
No. That's how you
Well
get
done.
killed or kidnapped.
Oh, tell me about it. Been there, done that.
Oof. Let's just say, before I found this place, I made a few mistakes of my own when I was young and learned from them quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the realm of non-significant questions, we met a Victory Delacroix. Is she, with an IE, is she any relation?
56, so it would be... Yeah, that sounds like my cousin. I think she, when I was around as me, she was just taking vows in the church.
Ah, fair enough. No, I was just curious. Only Delacroix we've met. It might have been a coincidence, but it's not.
Scamp, a thought
Yeah.
occurs to me.
Okay.
If this fellow here is from relatively recently,
Yeah.
and like you say, they could be alive,
Yeah.
maybe a good question to ask would be, where do you think you're likely to be?
We can ask. Well, we can just get someone. Well, we can send to them.
We can definitely just find him. He's in our
That's fine.
sont, maybe, you know? Or
Yeah.
somebody from the university might let's thought there's better questions.
Yeah.
I'm going to I am going to give you a small freebie. This isn't my real name. I don't use my real name. I deliberately make myself hard to describe. I don't even really look like this.
I'm not surprised. That.
Privacy is very important to
Oh
me.
yeah.
That seems
Well,
pretty reasonable.
we might be able to find you.
Best of luck.
Yeah. It's not high on the priorities though.
No, I don't really see why we need to.
Not
No
at the
offence.
moment. No
just-
offence.
No, that's the way I like it.
That's the thing. It feels like an invasion of your privacy unless we've got a good reason.
Yeah.
At this point.
And outside you isn't going to fucking know us, so,
Nah.
you know, a whole different person, so.
Right. What do we want to know?
They feel like yours.
Yeah. What would be good to know though?
I can meaningfully answer questions.
Yeah, what are your
about-
subjects?
I can meaningfully answer questions about sorcery, about magic. I know a bit about history, the whole deal going on here. I have a great recipe book of different of cooking, but I don't think that's really what you're here for.
Well, I don't know. I'm a pretty awesome cook. By awesome, I mean awful.
I mean, is it worth knowing how this all started? Like, why sorcerers... This is not my asking, by the way.
no, that's
I'm
all right.
discussing. Is it worth knowing why sorcerers are a thing, how sorcerers happened? Would that help?
Question.
Maybe? I don't know, because I feel like me and Victory might be weird.
That's a question.
'Cause-
Seriously.
But would they know?
Like-
Why would they know? Because we were forced to happen.
I mean,
Is
That's
that
not...
unprecedented? We don't know.
Yeah, which means they
how a
would
sorcerer's made might be a question.
know.
Typically, yeah.
I guess.
That'll tell
Because
you
then
something,
that'll
at
tell
least.
you, yeah, because if, I don't know, but were you made or were you forcibly reincarnated from one of this lot? You know? Does that make any sense?
I guess also, has there always been the same number of types?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Because like, was there just like 3 coming back for a while, and then maybe one more popped up, and it slowly happened, or is there
Or did it
always,
start with 12?
Has there always been 12? That might be worth knowing. And yeah, maybe how sorcerers happen.
I mean, I'm happy with using with my question being used for either of those questions.
I think it could
or
give us some
another,
serious
if not.
information, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we have. Which one is likely to be most useful first, just in case we get a sudden follow-up question based on the answer to that one?
I think how a sorcerer is made,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like, is probably the most useful because if it's
If it's just like dumb chance, then fine. But if there's more to it,
yeah, but that might actually answer about
yeah.
you and Victory, and then it
Yeah.
might answer about the number even, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. How is and we're not talking like the we're not
sexy
the
times.
biology times. That doesn't need covering. But like, what makes a sorcerer happen? Like, how do they come about?
What makes a sorcerer happen?
Yeah.
All right. Consider this a bit of a peek ahead. One of the first of all, I'm going to say that I don't know all of the gory details because it didn't 100% concern me too much, and also this echo of me only has certain amounts of the information. But one thing I will confirm is that if you can get to the center of this citadel, talk to Thea.
Which one is Thea? Or is that another question? Because if it is, don't answer.
Talk to Thea. She has the most information about it. Thea is the Radiant.
Oh, right.
Now, as for what makes this also happen, there are, to the best of my knowledge, 12 sorcerer souls. They were created through a process I do not fully understand. I believe back during the days of the giants. When we die, our bodies do what bodies do, they decay. Our souls, our essence, our spirit does not there's some disagreement about what happens to normal people, whether they go. When I was a young lad, I was raised with the beliefs that we go on and to find the region, become part of, rejoin the will that was, all of that. But, I actually can't tell you what happens to normal people's souls when they die. Maybe they go on, maybe there is some other place, or maybe it sort of shrugs significantly. That's a solid I don't know to that. But our souls seem to bum around the world for a while until they find a new body, one that is in the process of either being born or being conceived. It's not really clear, maybe somewhere in between the two. And we, I like to think of it as just that's our body now. So I know that some of the others think we're like a cuckoo kicking a nest out of an egg and being raised by other people. And I think that's a somewhat uncharitable approach, but the point is, after we die, we are born again. And we are... It seems like all of the knowledge, all of the memories, or most of them at any rate, stick with the body. So we don't get to keep those. That's why we leave echoes here. But our nature stays. Both our persona, the way we react to situations, some of our values seem to make it through this reincarnation. And so does our magic. But it takes time to restore. Usually within the first decade or 2 decades of life. Now, it is worth noting that our magic also has a certain flavor. There are traits, certain abilities that some of us have that others do not. I can, for want of a better word, taste the magic from you and you. Even though you've not necessarily used too much of it, because you do not taste like my magic, and you also don't quite solve problems the way that I would, though you are very amusing.
Oh, thank you.
I can use that as evidence to identify that neither of you are me.
Okay. Right.
I believe that pretty solidly answers the question of what makes a sorcerer happen.
Yeah. So it looks like we were just bumming around and they forced it to happen.
Yeah, maybe they captured you. Or, I mean,
Or they made some new ones.
Or they ripped you out of somebody else. But, like, really, it's a bit convenient that a sorcerer's soul was just bumming around at the time when they needed one.
Well, it
Do you think they
depends.
ripped a sorcerer's soul out and put it in a skull?
I mean, do we think all 12 souls are always in bodies? Like, how quickly? Are they hanging around a while?
I mean...
And how were they made in
Johnny?
the first place? Was it in the same way as the breaking up of the skulls?
Yeah. I mean, you sound like you don't know that, right? That's what I inferred from your last answer.
I would say
You want to talk to Thea?
you want to talk to Thea for
That's
the
okay.
gory details.
No, just so that we know not to ask that.
Bit of bad news, by the way. The order of the corridors moves around. Once you find yourself, you'll be able to shift your own wing to whatever position in the list. But Thea is always at the end.
I figured.
So we'll probably want to talk to Thea regardless.
I don't know that it's going to be that important to know if they're all made at once, if we know that the giants did it all. Because that's...
Do we know that the giants did it all?
Well, that's what you said, that the
That's
giants...
my best guess.
Okay.
But does this mean we can't be brought back? If we don't go...
I really would like to know.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. If we
How
don't
would I
go
get
where
you?
other people go, can we find a way back? I don't want you wasting stuff. If it ever happens.
Yeah, you get like a complex look. I don't know how else to describe that. The look I just gave you in real life.
But if it's like they say, there's no reason to suspect it wouldn't be in some ways easier.
But we don't know
Might
what
be,
happened.
but I
Yeah,
go
they're
to-
searching a whole bloody world. And what if there's 12 of us hanging around out there?
I mean, searching the edge wasn't exactly easy.
No, but everyone's going to the same place to a degree.
It might be a really good question. It's important.
Yeah. Victory, any complaints?
She shakes her head.
Okay.
I mean, good for you to know as well, just safety-wise.
So, what is your question?
Can sorcerers be resurrected? With the phoenix down and all that magic stuff.
I actually need to consult someone because I don't know, but there may be someone else who does. One of my past takers. Please help yourself to the tea. He stands up
Thank
and
you.
does a weird kind of silly walk and then takes that gate and opens it
Yes!
as a small white
I love your brain.
fence gate.
Your brain's great.
And steps down a passageway, closing the gate behind him.
That was a very silly walk for such a serious situation, if I'm honest.
Sounds like a good question, though.
I want to make a mess of all the things. I want to see what I can combine into all the shit.
Sure, if you want to,
Which we didn't lose our
want
way
to
out
take
here.
2 minutes.
Oh.
Like if you want to do some chaos with the word room, like if you got anything you want to fuck with, this is the time before you leave.
Oh, I was looking at all the stuff.
I want to look at the things. Celestia also does some nervous smoking while we're
I
waiting
was
for this
going to turn the
answer.
armoire into some crying arms. Arms going.
Yeah,
wild.
no, yeah. As you do that, you pick up the you were trying to you
Just
turn your
fuck up his room
armoire,
before he
and
comes back.
There are just like a pair of like baby doll arms, like arms from like this porcelain
Right, yeah.
dolls. They're just a pair of arms, and they are screaming. They are screaming like a baby crying.
Why did
mate.
you do that?
I
I hate
the
you.
brazier and see if I can mispronounce it into a brassiere.
You get the sense that you need some brass to make this brazier into a
is there any
brassiere.
brass around?
Well, I mean, I suppose there is the key.
Well, one
Has anyone got a cold ass that might be going
Does anyone have anything that could maybe be renamed as quiet because I'm going insane? Help.
Are there any shoes around that we can take the ooh from to make a
I mean, the shoes you're wearing, you're
I'm
not
not
wearing.
wearing.
The shoes that other people are wearing.
Oh,
is
we can't
this-
make people's
is
shoes
still,
go away.
is
I
there
will be
still a bucket?
sad if you go
Oh,
into
there
the
is
There's a
fridge.
bucket around.
There is still it's a
no,
tuffet,
no,
but
it's
if
a
you
tuffet.
if you turn it upside down, it's a bucket again.
Okay, right. I'm gonna turn it upside down. It becomes a bucket again, and I'm gonna put the bucket on top of the armoire like a lid. I'm putting a lid on it.
It successfully silences the sound.
Thank you. I was about to kill everyone, to be honest. I can't be this stressed with also screaming in the background. That's the end.
What else have we got? Candle.
And if you had 4 of them...
It wouldn't be the important part of the pitchfork.
I'm sorry I slapped you in the game. That was probably a bit mean. I just couldn't think of any other owl that was in the room, but now I see there was definitely a cow.
I mean, you also would have flooded the room because you'd taken the sea out of it. So... Okay. Unless you've got more nonsense. I'll say that, keeping a lid on it, the gate opens again and then vanishes into a silly walk before he takes a seat again.
Don't move the bucket. I mean lid.
Yeah, don't just leave it there for your own sanity.
Briefly, at least for a moment, goes... I feel like there's a good chance you might be the poet.
Why is the poet silly?
I don't think it was a compliment,
yes.
was it?
Oh, right. You could be the poet.
Nods to Victory. You feel like you might be the Caesar.
Yeah.
That
Anyway.
would make sense.
Spoken to some earlier versions of myself. Can sorcerers be resurrected? To the best of my knowledge, it's only happened once. That I have heard of. It happened reasonably quickly after their death.
So the soul's still lurking in the area.
During one of their misadventures, Hyperion was killed in some crusade or another. One of their companions was a highly ranked bishop of the regent, who was able to intercede with that power to bring them back with the aid of the Phoenix's down. The exact mechanics of that are not known to me. But if I had to make a guess, and this is a guess, albeit an informed one, I would say that they were able to retrieve the soul before it found a new home. There are long gaps sometimes between versions of ourselves coming back here to the Citadel. There are many reasons. Now, that does not mean that we do not reincarnate quickly. It may be some return years after, in a new form, perhaps only a couple of decades after after they left for the last time. Others, it may be 40, 50 years. Some, it can be centuries before they return. That does not mean that they are not finding bodies and being reborn in that time.
It just means the body doesn't necessarily reach that stage.
Over time, all of us would make our way here if we were able. I assume you had the same dreams that we did.
Which ones?
The ones guiding you back
With
here.
the ship.
No.
Which dreams?
It does not always work, is my understanding. Some have to find other clues, but we left numerous clues for our future selves to find around the world. You must have followed some of them to get to this place.
Yeah,
but
probably.
some, about, I would guess 50% of the time, we have dreams that lead us to some of those clues, if not of the Citadel itself. It's something that you can try and imprint in your soul to carry on to the next life.
They would work differently than usual dreams, right? I mean, usually you go somewhere of a fashion.
Actually, one moment. He's the mentalist. You know about that place.
Oh, yeah.
Not everyone does.
I forget that,
So all
actually.
the dreams just hanging out there that we could find.
Or is
dreams
it different?
Dreams can't.
If this doesn't count, if it counts
We're
another question,
starting-
feel free to shut me
we're
down.
starting to wheedle into. It's not
Sorry.
intentional wheedling.
I wasn't
This is
meaning to, I just got
But I would
curious.
know
say,
when it's too
informing
much.
you seem to have a reasonable understanding of the Dreamfold.
Yeah.
Just as a bit of casual filling in, it is the Dreamfold as a place is half and half. Half is there, half is informed by the dreamer.
Yeah,
Right, so it
that-
need to be people
So
that have the
the
dreams.
so the soul carries this
the soul brings it to the dream
brings
fold.
a message and it
I get
manifests.
you. That makes sense.
But it's not reliable.
Okay.
Because dreams, well,
I mean, dreams
my
aren't.
dreams are extremely reliable but that is, as it were, sort of my specialist subject.
Okay, yeah, because I had this one once about a little pig, and it had 6 legs, but I don't think that was relevant. So yeah, I don't think.
Where was the pig with the 6 legs?
It was like on a beach, but the beach was made of clouds, and there was all this water, but it wasn't water. It was made of like just fish.
Was there 3 pillars?
No.
Okay, no, that's just a coincidence.
Okay. Okay.
There were some elements in there that could have been pointing to one of the signposts, but I think that is you'd need 3 other elements in place to find the necessary directions, and I'm not going to bore you with the details because you're already here.
Yeah,
Fair.
true.
But it's all dream logic-y is your point. That makes sense. I mean, the dream fold's like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the most effective method, but it's really more about starting you on the journey until you can find the more coherent ones. And we don't want. And okay, you're probably going to want to leave yourself. So just a bit of free advice. You're going to want to leave yourself some clues to get here.
That's a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Shit, I will leave.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Make sure they're at least somewhat obscured. You really
Don't want anyone else seeing those.
do not want, no offense, normal people finding this place. There is a very strong chance they will try to take over you.
Right.
And there
Whoa,
is
what does that mean?
that they will use blackmail, they will use threat of force, or they may offer you large amounts of money. It depends. The point is, someone will sooner or later, someone tries to own you. So, and we all have different ways that we deal with that. Me, I hide. I know what I want out of life, and I get it, and I live a very comfortable life, and I don't stir shit up.
Valid.
I've not really had enough control to not stir shit up. When like 100 geese explode around you, there's not much hiding there.
100 geese. Thanks
Okay,
for
it was a
reminding
lot of geese.
Hmm.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, when
you-
everything catches fire.
Yeah, maybe you're the poet. Although that's a little... That's more like a Hyperion move.
Oh, that wasn't intentional though. It was just suddenly like, whoops, fire.
Hyperion said that we...
No, not Hyperion.
Not Hyperion, neither of them.
Could be the smith, but again, like, I don't have the...
Sometimes there were bubbles. Then there was the shouting times. Then I got big.
Wow.
I like the flowers.
I like the flowers. The
They were
butterflies
nice.
were nice too.
The feather beard was cool as
I
well.
like the feather beard.
But to summarise the question, so long as you've not found a new body, in theory, you can be brought back.
Okay, so it's.
But I have no idea how long that window is.
So hurry up.
It might take you years, or it might be a handful of days or minutes. You might literally just be, Is someone being born or conceived or somewhere in between? That whatever point is, you can take your soul can pop in nearby. Oh, time to go.
So don't hang around pregnant people if you're likely to die.
That's a weird moral to take from that. But
That's
fine.
possibly good advice anyway.
Just get all the pregnant people out of your life forever.
Great.
It's just like,
If anyone you know gets pregnant, just cut them off.
Maybe don't start a life or death fight around some pregnant people.
Yeah, no, that's good advice.
Yeah, maybe
Probably fair.
pregnant people should go chill if there's a fight going on anyway, to be honest.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it depends.
I mean, it depends on the person, but...
Yeah.
I mean, Morley would have had you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, very much, yeah. I buy that.
Molly is...
My wife.
Oh, and you have a child?
Yes.
Oh, congratulations. You have successfully avoided being reincarnated as this one's child.
That would be very
By
weird.
virtue of not having presumably died next to his pregnant wife. This is a very interesting question, I have to say.
Yeah, but if Molly got pregnant again and I died, I could be your kid. That'd be amazing.
I have
awful.
no idea
Let's not
how
do
this works.
That would be a mess.
Celestia just had sort of a very tiny aneurysm in the corner.
In good faith, I'm giving you my best answer, but
You're doing your best.
That's
We
very
appreciate
interesting, honestly, and also it means I can come and fucking get you, which is I love.
it. Yeah. Yeah.
well,
Not that I
That
wasn't going
is,
to try anyway, even if he told me it was impossible. But you know.
that is 2 significant questions
Thank you.
and your promised reward. So, feel free to stick around for as long as you want, but as I say, there's anything you take out of the room will not persist that you didn't bring it with you.
Okay.
Except, of course, for the knowledge. Hence why it is literally the only boon I can grant you.
Helpful.
It's very good, Boone. Appreciate it.
Excellent. Whenever you are ready, you may proceed onwards to... I want to say... that looks like the Seer's realm.
Oh, good. We've had wonderful things.
Great. This will be fun.
Just be ready for anything.
Anything
Please
at
You
all.
are rest.
Good. Lovely. This is fun.
All right. Having successfully found a door that was ajar, found a key, ripped a key out of definitely not Whitby armor, and created a way out for that door to lead to, you proceed on to the realm of the seer, which we'll get to after these, no doubt important, messages.
If you find yourself marooned on a desolate notional island, why not seek out a calendar and stave off starvation with the dates? Or if the sky is blue, take the hue and hew down a tree. If you're on the beach, there's bound to be some beach trees. Or if the sky isn't blue, climb that tree and seek out warmer climes. Dip your ankles in the water and form a paddle. With this raft of good ideas, you'll be home in no time.
And welcome back. As you step through the doorway, you are momentarily dazzled by bright light. As your eyes adjust, you can see the sun blazing high above you in perfect blue skies, cut through with rippling white cloud. A vibrant settlement bustles around you, rich with life. Humans, halflings, and orcs dressed in a mixture of familiar tradesmen's clothes, the latest fashion from Seoul, and even some here and there in the sans-culotte of the revolutionary. They hustle and bustle about, noticing you, like, you're not invisible to them, but not really bothering to react. They're too busy with the business of their lives.
Well, this is...
I'm real.
This is weird.
Yeah, it looks like it's a mixture of all sorts of different people, but, like, not in the same way as you'd get in a typical city.
Is there a polite way of asking if someone's real?
I don't
I'm gonna
think
throw an
so,
arm
honestly.
out and try and be like, oh, whoops, and like accidentally bang into someone.
What's where you are going?
Sorry, I'm very gangly.
The half-orc in question brushes himself down. You see he's wearing a reasonably fashionable frock coat and carries on with his business. He wanders over to a stall and starts haggling with a halfling. The halfling himself is dressed in a coat, perhaps a couple of years out of date, though you immediately notice something odd. He seems to be selling the orc in question a tapestry, which, by the style of it, looks older than this halfling's great-great-grandfather, apart from the fact that it appears to be brand new. Before I continue to describe things, I'm going to note that throughout this adventure, we are running on skill challenge rules. So there may be times where when you do a thing, I will note that we're working on skill challenge, which means that if you do it, and if someone helps you, you cannot do whatever the next skill challenge roll is.
Cool.
Nor can the person helping you. It has to be someone else.
I have
Right, gotcha.
a question. So, the statue. You said that you said he was selling a statue.
Tapestry.
Sorry. My brain's a bit blippy. You said it looks older than his grandfather, but it also looks brand new. Like how do you mean?
So I want you to imagine for a moment the Bayeux tapestry,
right?
But it was made
new.
in the last 6 months.
I get you. Okay.
And it's being sold in Camden Market or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, in
It
fact,
doesn't fit who's selling it.
as you take a moment to look around, you recognise the curve of this river, and in places almost little bits of street layout. There's something familiar of it. And it takes you a moment before you realise where you are.
Oh, is this Shangri-La?
You are in Alessant,
Oh.
but not the Alessant you know. The sprawling city, the high-walled metropolis with tall buildings of fine stone, is gone. Instead, you see buildings of wood, packed daub, and occasionally cobbled stone, huddled together within a much lower stone wall around the bend of the River Arle, near what you remember as being the centre of the city. But there's no sign of the courts of justice, and where you think the Grand Cathedral de Saint-Victory will stood, there's a much smaller stone church. You're not.
But there are things that are more modern. Like there are fashions that aren't that old around.
The people seem to be dressed in a manner that you recognise, that is very comfortable and familiar to you. Like, you know, the oldest clothes are maybe like a handful of years out of date, and that's more that, you know, that's probably just people wearing their clothes and not keeping up with fashion. But the buildings, no, these buildings look relatively crude and primitive. The city's much smaller. You can see over the much smaller bridges in the distance rolling fields that are staked out with farmland, wheat crops, and dirt roads that marking out paths to distant villages. You think you remember them, that almost that they match up to some other landmarks that aren't there. There's a village over where you remember the university being, another where Horn Alley would be, more one towards the Foundry Quarter. Where the Grand Corn Exchange was, there's a covered market now. And across a smaller, simpler bridge that's a little bit of distance away, you can see a squat stone castle under construction, about 3/4 finished, the Grand Batard.
So,
Are there any clocks?
that's a good
Is there
question.
anything that's used for telling time or indicating time?
One of you may make a choice of a perception check. This is not visual. Survival or investigation.
I shouldn't do any of those things.
To try and
You had the idea, though.
I know, but I'm terrible at all of those, and this is a skill challenge.
I mean, I can...
if you can think of another way of searching for this thing, for something, you can do that instead. But these are some obvious options.
I mean, I have decent investigation. I mean, you got to bring it up because Celestia's too busy being confused.
The highest modifier I have for any of those skills is 1. So.
Yeah, that doesn't necessarily mean you shouldn't do it. But
no, but unless I ask someone the time, in which case it becomes charisma based and I can do something. But I will bring it up in character first.
You can use different skills to achieve this, but justify your skill use.
Yeah. Right. We should probably narrow down who we're looking for here. I don't know about you, but it feels like the time period's all wonky here.
Alright, this would be crazy in any other situation other than this, but looking around here, there's some parts of this city that we definitely recognise, there's other parts we don't, and there's a whole jumble of different things all happening at once. Is this
It's like someone made a timeline and then sneezed and all the pieces got messed up.
That's exactly what it's like. Yeah.
Or if,
and the Reaper of Time is one of the ones we know is a thing.
It's true. What I was thinking, though, was if someone was trying to recreate Alisant, but recreated it as they remembered it when they went there last. What if the last time they went there was hundreds of years ago, before half of what's there now was there?
But then all the clothes would be like that.
Yeah, the clothes aren't quite right.
That is a weird thing, yeah.
Maybe I could just go ask someone what the time is and what the year is.
That's not a bad
Or
idea.
can anyone see any way of anything with a date on it or the time or anything like
Is there
that?
a newspaper anywhere? Is there
That's a good point.
Is there a small
I want to
town
find someone
anywhere?
selling a newspaper.
Let's see if there's a newspaper.
Okay. Who is leading searching for a newspaper or some sort of indicator of time?
I mean, I said newspaper, but Bob's, I don't mind if you want to go ask someone the other time.
Go look for a newspaper person, because we can talk to a newspaper person if we can find one.
Yes.
Yep, definitely.
Investigation?
Yeah. No, let's call this an investigation check.
Can I be assisting them?
You can assist, but it will prevent you from joining from leading the next skill check.
Okay.
It's not amazing, lads. That's a 16.
Alright.
Okay.
Not horrific, but not great.
So, I'm going to mark. Right. I'm going to mark this down. This is a failure.
Ooh, okay.
This is your first.
Is it
failure.
close enough that I'm feeling anything like?
I mean,
Can I-
actually, true. I didn't.
Is
give
it
you the
close
chance.
enough that I
So
could?
it's close enough that you feel like maybe you could shift this. You might even have a decent chance of shifting things in your favour.
That's it. I'll do it. Okay, I'll roll a d4 and add it to the score. It's a 3. Add
Okay,
3
this
to
time that
that.
was enough to shift it into success.
Okay.
Mark off
As
those
you
sorcery
start,
points.
asking around, trying to find a newspaper. I'm going to say you sort of collar at someone, a passing human woman, who frowns for a moment. And this is very weird with the way this works.
Yay! Let's mess with Jason's systems.
Newspaper.
Yeah.
I feel like there should be one around, but I don't think I know anyone in the city who makes a newspaper, which is but
That's weird.
no. What is it you are trying to find out?
Time, date, year, local news, all those good things.
News. Well, of course, there is the new king, the emperor.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Of
What
course.
was their name? We've forgotten it already.
Peter the Leon, of course.
Oh, of course.
Sorry, we
yes,
knew
Of
in
course,
town.
right.
No. And I think, and of course, it is. Give me a moment because I actually need to check the. I need to check the timeline to give you the exact date. Here. Okay, let's call this. And of course, it is your regent, 696.
Nice.
Oh, an excellent year.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. Now I'm going to write that down as well so I don't forget this.
Nice.
Nice.
I would say that, and as for the time, she glances up. Oh, is maybe perhaps the fourth tolling of the bell. You look up. It is indeed mid to late afternoon.
Was it before?
Is there sun?
It was noon
a
the last
sun?
time you looked. The sun is moving, wheeling through the sky above at a dramatically fast rate. The clouds are racing past in the way that you like. Neither Celestia nor the others have ever seen sped up footage of the sky, but that's
It's like a nor'wester, but even fast.
Yeah.
Even faster.
But you're strangely you're not feeling the wind that you should be feeling from the rate the clouds are racing past. You would guess that it's going to be sunset within the next 5 minutes or so. Probably you spent about 5 minutes looking around, and at this rate, maybe it'll be dawn again 20 minutes after that.
All right. Well, I think that conclusively proves it. Time's wonky here.
As for the time, I don't know. I do not have a. I would usually wait for the criers to call out, perhaps. But there are some people. Maybe they are selling some. Maybe they have some very expensive timepiece or another. That gentleman over there. You look around and you can indeed see there appears to be there is a dwarf selling a wide variety of just like small metalworked goods, quite crude for the most part by your estimation. With one notable exception, there is a beautifully worked, palm-sized brass gear on the like a clock gear on the table, and it is rotating in place rhythmically in a stop-start fashion with no apparent power source.
Would that be one of those timepieces then? I point at the gear.
Do not ask me, I am not a tinker. Oh, sorry,
Fair enough.
She walks off, but yes, you can...
Oh, sorry, I didn't realise she left.
Yeah, she says that and then walks off,
Yeah.
Clearly eager to get on with her day, especially before night falls, which is apparently going to be very soon.
Video game logic.
I want
Was
to touch
time
the
moving
gear
this
so
fast
bad.
since we came in? Like, did we notice that it sped up, or has it been moving this fast since we were here?
You looked up for a moment, saw the sun, then looked back
Carried
down,
on and then
carried
looked
on.
up
Which in
Yeah.
itself is new for a while. Yeah. Had a lot
Yes,
of
you
places without a sun.
You haven't actually seen the sun in some time. But here, you've been looking down at ground level for the moment, so this is the first time you've really noticed it, so you would guess that it's probably been racing along at that rate.
How far away is the gear?
Not far away now that you've talked around and had someone point it out.
Can I go put my finger in it to stop it moving?
As you reach out, the dwarf reaches out and slaps your hand because you are a teenager,
Looking like they're about to
looking
steal
like you're about
something.
to steal something. And the dwarf says, "Hey, that'll be five silver talents."
What's one of those? I don't want to buy
Coin.
it. I just want to touch it.
No
want to touch
touching
it.
it. You buy it, then you touch it.
What's a silver? What's it?
Silver.
Right.
Oh, I've got some silver.
Have you got 5 silver?
I've lost track of my money so badly. I assume I probably have 5 silver.
Probably.
Corzin
I
has
will
the
try and
equivalent
figure it
if
out.
needs be.
You take out 5 silver coins. Like
Is this
those
is
coins
this-
are a bit small. twice that.
Right.
Apparently,
Probably.
silver
Between us, we
coinage was
have
big this year.
10 silver. Right.
I take out 2 gold. It's like, is this enough?
Oh, pleasure doing business with you. He thrusts the gear across the table.
I'd like to put my finger in the gear and stop it moving.
Right,
Okay.
I hand it to Scamp.
Yeah, there's a little hole in the middle. You can just about fit your little finger into it. It continues spinning around your little finger and
Can I
slightly
put my
twisting your.
finger in one of the teeth of the cogs to stop it going around?
Okay, what are you using to stop it against? Because you try putting it on one finger in the tooth on the gog as it's on the ground, it's on the table, and it just starts basically rotating around your finger because it's
Careful with that, Scamp. You don't want to lose that finger.
Okay, has anyone got some things that we can stick in this to make it
I'm just
not
going to
move?
lean on it, like put my hand on it and try and stop it.
You can still feel it trying to turn under your hand, but like if you lean enough weight on it,
Yeah.
it just kind of struggles a bit.
Okay.
Is anything happening to the day?
The sun
are the
is
clouds still doing it?
The sun is still racing them by. But one thing I will notice, though, is as you put your hand fully on it, and actually all of you notice this a little bit, but at the edge of your hearing. But Celestia, when you really just put your hand down in it, you realise you can hear the faint sound of ticking. And you can feel it pulsing through your hand and your feet, and it's strangely directional. Like you can almost feel it coming from the east, like broadly in the direction of the castle.
Is time that way, or is it just me?
I don't
It
know.
does feel like time is that way.
Yeah.
Does it have like a typical clock or watch face on it?
No, this is just a large gear, such as might fit into a clock.
Which we now
Right,
know. Which we now own, even. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
but you have now purchased.
Is it trying to get back somewhere?
Well, it would be
worth
rude not to
investigating.
take it.
Yes.
So it's east. Looking at the sun, I can presumably work out where that is.
Oh yeah, in fact, yeah, it's the opposite direction to where the sun is now setting.
Yeah.
Right, fine. Boom.
So you
Start heading east.
Yeah, it's a little distance to keep heading east, but as you start, as the sun sets gloriously behind you, shooting the sky through with dark purples as the blue sky above gives way to onrushing clouds and a growing sort of darkness. The stars faintly above, wheeling through the sky against the passing clouds, and Corzin, because your passive perception is high enough that you...
Actually, that's the point. Do I recognise any constellations?
Ooh! Okay, give me a...
Sailoring?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sailoring check. So wisdom with proficiency, please.
Cool. Okay, that is 23.
Okay, you do recognise the constellations. They are about what you would expect to see in the skies over Seoul, in the northern hemisphere. They are very slightly different, as much as might have shifted over the course of 800 years. So not
Right, so is it
massively
like the
different.
angle they are in the sky, or are there
Yeah,
some
there's-
stars there that weren't before? Or...
There's at least one star that's missing, because the supernova that will create it hasn't happened yet.
Right.
That will make it visible hasn't happened yet. But you do recognise things like the boar and so on. But yeah, there's just subtle drifts here and there that only an expert navigator like yourself would notice and recognise as being the result of constellation drift. Because you know that star charts from say 1,000 years ago are reliable but slightly out.
All right, that's the boar over there, so that'll be the fan. So, yep, right, we're more or less where we should be, but
You also spot a trio of what look like distant. It's kind of hard to make out. Distant silhouettes of birds against the passing clouds.
bird life.
Big birds, if they are, though. It's hard to tell distance. But yeah, there's definitely some sort of something that you can see in the sky.
I mean, a person could bust their brains trying to figure out exactly, like, to what degree all of this is artificial and recreated.
Oh, hang on. Are we still in a crowd full of people?
You are. It's kind of hard to avoid the crowds of people. Like, they're thinning out a little now that the sun is set, but it's still a city, even...
I would like to do a quick detect thoughts spam of the general area. If
Oh yeah,
okay.
that's how you find out if people are real, isn't it?
Okay.
But like, do they
Rather
think
than-
like legitimately?
Okay.
They think, therefore they are?
Focusing on
If
different
they don't
much.
think, that says something, right?
Yeah, it's very true, yeah.
focusing on different people's minds and just doing like casual invasions of their surface thoughts.
Yeah, I'm not digging.
Yeah.
In anyone, but-
You people just seem to be. You get the general internal thoughts of people living their lives, like frustrated by the thought of work in the morning, hurrying to get home in time for dinner, concerned about their their wife finding out about their boy toy, like the usual.
Aren't
thoughts
we
that
all?
pick up from
I worry about that consistently.
the things you like. Yeah,
But my
just,
wife will discover my voice.
so like just things running through people's heads. There's
The normal stuff. Yeah.
these, as far as you can tell, appear to be normal people thinking normal things.
Well, they've got thoughts,
Alright.
Okay.
so like they're probably at least a bit real, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't read
Yeah.
an illusion's mind.
No, well, they at least have a mind to be read.
Yeah. And, no weird big collective worry or anything like that.
That's
Okay,
good, I
okay.
suppose, but like that doesn't bring us any closer to figuring out exactly what is all of this.
Celestia and Corzin. Both of you faintly hear a sort of whistling sound, like a.
What's that?
That sounds like... am I right in thinking that sounds kind of like before somebody does a fireball or does a bomb or something?
It does indeed sound like like something hurtling through air, which you would have heard from cannon fire, like
Right.
from a cannonball whistling.
We got to get out of the way.
As you say that and shout it, the explosions begin. Bursts a couple of streets away
What
at
the birds
first.
are.
You can see explosions ripping through the night with brilliant orange blasts. 1, 2, 3, 4. And in places, blazing sprays of white powder lashing across buildings that burn and keep burning. And it looks like these explosions are happening in quick succession in huge, I want to say, lines, like pairs of lines that are running their way across the city in your general direction, and certainly in between you and the bridge to the east. So, who would... I think it needs to be Scamp, because Celestia led the
yep.
last one, assisted by Corzin. So... These are skill challenges, but if you can think of a non-skill way to solve them, to solve the problem, you absolutely can.
Of lots of explosions.
Your problem is if you want to keep making your way to the east, you need to do so while somehow not being blown up by the massive quantities of explosives that are reeking through this rather medieval city.
Is this a problem that could be solved by being up in the air above a thing, or is it
That is
going to still be affected?
That's an excellent question. Everyone, this is not the skill check. May make a perception check, please.
Okay. Sight based?
Oh,
Yep.
Bad. That's a 9.
Perception.
That's 16.
2.
Well done, Corzin.
It's hard to... Okay. With a 16, you aren't able to make out exactly what is going on to full degree. Corzin, you can tell that whatever these distant birds are, they seem to be responsible for dropping whatever is making the whistling sound and causing the explosions. They're also... You can tell that they are large, but distant. Very distant. You would guess, at a rough estimate, they're about 15,000 feet in the air.
Alright, Corzin would have on him, as part of his navigator's tools, a spyglass. He's gonna whip that out and try and get a better look at them.
Alright, I'm going to say that's enough for you to get a look at them. These are not birds, but they are structures that resemble them. You see through the lens a long body of some solid material, painted a dark grey-green, with tail fan-like rigid structures, and a pair of wings that don't beat, but hold steady as if a bird in glide. And upon the tip of its beak, and across its wings, are what first you think are translucent discs, but a moment later you realise are actually rapidly spinning blades, like the vanes of an out-of-control weathercock or windmill.
Okay, I'm trying to think how best Corzin would describe this.
Doors are opening in the base of them periodically and dropping these bombs.
Right. I've seen these before because future.
You've not seen,
right.
you've not seen them bombing, but you have seen.
I've seen
yes,
this kind of
Corzin
thing.
is going to describe it's that there's some sort of machines. They look like birds, but they're not.
Oh, they're from the future.
Oh, good.
The big, like, metally birds that don't flap things.
Yeah, they're dropping the bombs. It's obviously some kind of machine for flying.
As the ground rocks beneath you and you're staggering along. By the way, the explosions are much bigger than the explosions you're used to. These things are carpeting areas like 50 foot wide at a time.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Yeah, we gotta go.
Okay.
Yep, time to go now.
I can make us fly if we think we can dodge them in the air.
If we could get above them, they're dropping bombs, right?
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to get that high. It's very high.
Yeah, that's and I'll say it's like 1,500 feet, something like that.
15,000 feet.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
not.
right.
Okay,
So,
yeah, that's not going to happen. But do we think we can dodge them in the air?
Would it be better than dodging them on the ground? We'd be a bit faster.
I
Yeah, the
suppose.
thing is, on the ground, they will hit the ground and explode. If we dodge them in the
Yeah.
air, they haven't exploded yet.
I think we need to stop talking about this and do it. Yes, I think that's a good
Right.
idea.
Okay, it's burning something big to make us all fly.
Yeah, actually, no, you take the lead, Scamp, on this one.
Because otherwise, someone's carrying someone, and I don't know if that's going to give us the most maneuver thing.
How powerful is how powerful a spell are you using? Victory asks.
I can do one that'll get four of us. But
Give me an equivalent spell. What spell level are you using?
That sort of level we're talking. I don't actually have a spell of that level anymore, but I think it was Eyebite level.
Okay, that's like level 5, level 6?
6.
Level 6, cool.
I think I
Victory France
I don't
round.
actually have a 6th level spell.
Don't worry, I'll make myself fly. You take care of the other two.
Okay, or you could do 2 with a slightly higher.
That's
version.
fine.
We'll do
Come
2
on.
twos. 2 twos. Okay.
I'll cast it at 4th to hit 2 targets.
Okay, Victory also spends 4th. Okay, the pair of you together are able to fly, to lift up, grab the others, and begin weaving your way and flying up and over the bombs. I am going to ask you for an acrobatics check, but the DC is way lower because you're just trying to avoid being hit by a falling bomb.
Is that all of us?
No, this is Scamp.
Cool.
Are tides active?
No, I don't believe they are.
Can
Then
I
I
give
will
them
use them.
inspiration? Is that
You
allowed?
can.
Can I keep my spyglass trained on it so I at least
yes,
know
you
when
can.
they're dropping the bombs?
Yes, you can. If you want to shout inspiration at Scamp.
You are the best at flying. Look at you flying through the air.
I will
Do you
note-
feel inspired?
A D12 at this point, is it?
Yeah.
Cool. Right, where's my D12? Oh, that is not good. Okay, I've got a 2 on the D12, and I think
good.
I rolled a 12 on the dice. With acrobatics, I can do maths. That's only a 15. No,
Okay.
16.
It's
16.
enough for the purposes of this because you are in flight. It's much easier to avoid the falling bombs than it is to avoid the explosions.
That was my hope.
Yes, so you are able to dodge through the air. As you start to get up, so I'm going to say that you hurtle forwards. It's quite some distance, so it does take a few minutes, especially as you're trying to evade the aerial bombardment. But soon enough, just from above, I'm going to say, Corzin, with your past perception, you spot something glinting in the fire of the explosion, in the burning fire from the white powder. You can see hanging off a broken piece of slightly burning timber, there is a circular brass weight on a steel wire that is swinging from side to side with a regular rhythm. Which of you is holding the brass gear?
I want to say
Wouldn't
either
it be
me or
Scamp?
Scamp, because Scamp put their finger in it and I leant on it. So I feel like it'd be one of us. Are you holding it, or am I holding it? You've just cast fly, I'm holding it. You would have
Cool.
needed your hands.
Yeah.
Celestia, you being lifted up by Scamp, Victory's got Corzin, feel the pulse in the direction of pulling you sort of still east, but like down now, in the direction of what you can see Corzin's attention has been drawn to.
That way, that thing. Down
Are they
there.
trying to drop bombs on the thing that we're being drawn towards?
Or are they trying to make us go the other way and not go towards the thing?
It's hard to tell.
Either or both.
All you can tell at this point is that they appear to be doing a bombing run on the city.
How would they even see individuals from that high up?
I don't think they need to. This place is like made of magic.
Yeah, that's true. Also, I don't get the impression that kind of bombing is about individuals, if I'm honest.
So why would it be us then that they're specifically targeting?
You don't have to target anyone if you've got bombs that big.
Where are you going while you're having this conversation?
Down to the
Okay,
thing.
as you hurtle down towards the thing, this bit has already been bombed, so you are able to relatively easily swing by, grab the pendulum. It continues to swing side to side in your hand, and you feel the sort of ticking sensation shift again east, still towards the east, but in the direction of the castle, which is not far beyond the bridge. As the bombing has largely passed behind you, as you fly towards the bridge, however, you do. There is a momentary sort of fizzling sound as Scamp, you spot what appears to be some sort of brightly lit blazing explosive or charge or something going right towards you. Towards you.
Oh dear.
How do you react?
I mean,
Who can it be? Can it be?
No, this isn't the skill challenge. I just want to know what your instinct is here.
out of the way.
dodge it. Yeah.
Okay, up, down, side, side.
Side
How
weirdly.
far off the ground are we, and how big is it as a
At this point, it appears to just be almost like a firework rocket, but about the size of a man's arm.
thing? And is it what's its trajectory? Is
Your
coming-
general direction.
But is it like going horizontally? What's the angles on it?
I mean, it's like
I
a
can't
slight
tell
arc.
where the.
It's coming towards us.
It's coming towards you.
Yeah, I mean-
the snap reaction. when you-
That's the thing. I'm troubling to picture it, so I can't snap react to something I can't see. So I think side is probably the most sensible
Okay,
because I don't
you
think
fly
up or
to
down
the
based on
side.
that.
can I ask for a dex save from you, please? I'll do the same for victory.
We did cast the spell on more than one person. It's not just me flying.
True.
Yeah.
Sorry,
They
yes,
each
you
did
are.
it on two.
True. So you're all flying. That's fine. In which case, can I have a dex save for everyone, please?
Okay, cool.
Which is a shame now, because that's a natural 20.
12.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
16.
Okay, broadly, you manage to
That's 22.
dodge out of the way as the rocket explodes in midair, flinging shards of shrapnel in every direction, flak, if you will. As you it seems that from whatever time period this has come from, the things at the bridge have weapons designed to hurt flyers.
Yeah.
At this moment, you take a look and see what is at the bridge. The cobbled stone bridge, made of multiple arches, flanked on either side by market stalls and simple housing, is very much under attack. You can see a strange machine advancing down the bridge towards the side of the city you're currently on, while another two sit on the opposite bank. One of which fired this curious rocket in your direction. They resemble oddly shaped steel boxes that remind you a little of the iron skin ship that you saw under construction. But instead of like a boat sort of oh god, I'm blanking. It's not a bow. What's the bit under a boat? Keel.
The keel, yeah.
Yeah.
Well done.
You can, they have 7 wheels on either side, and each set of 7 wheels is surrounded by a strange sort of track of conjoined metal plates, like the segments of a caterpillar.
So it's a tank.
2 features on these land
It is
ships.
tank, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally a tank. 2 features
Just checking I'm picturing this
on
right.
these land ships.
Yeah.
You immediately recognise, although the construction
Land
seems
caterpillar friend.
quite advanced compared to what you're used to. Protruding from the front of each vehicle, like a unicorn's horn, is some manner of is the barrel of some sort of steel cannon. Atop each of the vessels, on a sort of rotating shielded platform, you can see on 2 of them, on all 3 of them, there is a dragonborn in a grey flannel jacket and cap, operating what appears to be a rifle mounted in a similar manner to the swivel gun aboard the Kraken's Bane.
Okay.
Okay.
A lot of the civilians here, in their contemporary clothing, are just fleeing. A handful have tried to gather weapons to resist and are attempting to fire back on the land ships with longbows or attack them with swords and shields.
Oh no.
Wow.
Whoa, it's like fighting machines of some kind.
One of the cannons on the lead land ship fires a round, not towards you, that hits someone in heavy armor with a heavy shield, and just explodes, just full on explodes on impact.
All right, let's stay the hell away from those.
Yep.
What do you think would happen if you shot a fireball down one of those tubey bits?
I don't think we should try that.
Insane things. I was just thinking maybe darkness so they couldn't shoot at us, but yeah.
The dark. But they do so much. Like, why? They're just gonna. They just need to shoot at the darkness. They don't need to shoot at us.
True. I mean, to be fair, it might just go pop if you put a fireball down the tube. Full of explodey stuff, isn't it?
It does look like it might be. I was thinking
Not
maybe of
against
finding
it.
a way to block it, but you know.
Does it look, from where we're observing them, like the cannon at the front can raise or lower? Or, like,
It does
track us?
indeed. In fact, it was from one of these cannons that the explosive full of shrapnel was launched at you.
Okay.
How far away were they, sorry?
So these things are actually quite some distance away at the point at which you've touched, like you've gone down. I'm going to say that you start this encounter about 500 feet away. So you've established at least what their firing range is. And they are very much in control of the bridge across the river, and annoyingly you can feel that the pulses are directing you towards that bridge, or at least something near it.
Alright, these things have got range on us, so we should fan out.
Yeah, it's not a bad shout, actually.
Okay.
Got message stones, haven't we?
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm gonna keep the fly up so like you can fly
Thank
an
you,
inch off
much
the ground
appreciated.
and move a bit faster.
Yeah. How far away from each other are these land ships?
So the land ships are not too far from each other. They're basically arranged in, at this particular moment, like a triangle about with 80 feet on each side. But the lead land ship is slowly making its way forwards across the bridge.
Yeah, but how far away from each other are they?
80 feet from each other.
Oh shit! No, I'm useless.
Yeah, they're
Yeah, I'm useless at this range, gang. So,
Yeah, me
like,
too.
I've
Really,
We
I
all
need to
are.
be. I need to be like 360. I think is my. No, I'm 500 is my furthest.
I mean,
but
I could do
that's
sendings to all of them. But
I'll not do it.
about
Just
what
tell
I've
them to go away.
I mean, if you want to, anyone except Scamp can take the lead in this challenge.
Wait, hang on. If you said they're on a bridge,
Yeah, but
right?
they're like 500 feet away.
I mean, you can get closer.
We can get closer.
Yeah. I'm just saying the point at which they launched the flak is 500 feet.
Okay, well,
away.
the two things I was thinking of were darkness and confusion.
And confusing the people inside might not be a bad shout. We're assuming there was people inside.
There's a guy on the top. That's who I was going for.
There
Yeah.
have to be, yeah.
Someone
I
on
figured
top.
if
we don't know
Gunman
what's
was
inside.
like, where am I? It might be quite
Yeah.
chaotic.
That would help. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do all of them. I've only got 10-foot radius.
Okay, how much clearance does the bridge have above what it is over? Like, is it over water?
It's over water. It doesn't have that much clearance by like later bridges standards. Probably only about 10 feet over the water level. Like this is
we
a
could
much
swim.
older bridge.
We could just go underwater.
Yes. Fan out, circle down, get into the water and go underneath them. They
Right.
can't hit us from there.
Not the worst shout, actually.
Yeah,
This
none
is-
of us need to breathe in a way that doesn't work underwater.
That's a valid point. Yes, because you've said that you
Obsessively
include
do water
you obsessively do water breathing. You've been including victory in this. All right.
Oh yeah, every morning I have a little ritual.
Yeah. In which case, this is a stealth check. You can either have one person take the lead, or we can do it as a group stealth check. But I think in the spirit of this skill challenge, I'd like someone to take the lead.
Was that
to-
stealth?
Yes, to plot out the best approach for you all to sneak down under.
Maybe that should be Corzin.
Yeah. I'll, well, the thing is, personally, I can just use Vanish as a bonus action. But in terms of like what he would direct everyone else to do, it would be like fan out, follow the line of the river, and get down as low as you can,
Great.
giving the things as wide a berth as possible.
Okay, so can I ask you to roll that stealth check, please?
Look
Sure.
at you, you're so stealthy. Oh my god, that's inspiration for you.
Excellent.
Congrats.
Thank you. That's not terrible, but I am going to use the inspiration.
D12.
Okay. I have to do maths now. 1 second. Okay, that's 18.
The math told him
29.
music.
Okay, that'll do it.
Nice.
Oh,
Corzin immediately looks at the layout, spots the blind spots that the gunners are not going to be able to catch sight of.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about this from the point of view of a cannon on a ship only has a range of view. Even like a swivel gun only has a certain range of view, so they can't hit all of us.
And you very much follow that, and it's probably for the best because as you go low, making your way through the streets and then down into the water and past, you do spot a moment where some of the massed militia try and make a charge on the lead land ship. As it seems there is a delay in how often the main gun can fire. At which point they discover that the Dragonborn gunner operating the turret, the swivel turret, that rifle is a repeater. And it
it's
repeats,
like a puckle gun.
firing round after round with blinding speed. No, this is a machine gun.
Oh yeah,
It is-
I'm
it is firing. The puckle gun
relating
is
it to
what
something
Corzin-
that would be contemporary for him.
Puckle gun is what Corzin is thinking, but this thing is firing so much faster than any weapon you've seen before.
Oh yeah, it would be like a rank of infantry all firing at once, but it's one person.
Yep. Yeah, you see these people armed with medieval weapons just falling like chaff.
It's pretty grim.
It's pretty horrifying. But you are all able to slip into the water under the wide river and emerge on the other side. And I'm going to say, Corzin,
Yep.
you spot. You can as you come up, you can see tucked into an alleyway, hiding from the tanks and everything going on, looking confused and cowering, is an elven woman in a slightly distinct, in a different sort of style of dress to the others.
Okay.
Not quite matching something you'd see now. It seems to be a sleeveless green robe or dress. It's floor length and cinched at the waist with an embossed leather belt, modified with what looks like several additional pouches. And she looks terrified. Nearby, pressed into the track marks of a landship that has passed, you can also see a set of 3 brass clock hands.
Oh, okay.
You gonna pick them up?
What do you want to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna yank them up, and I'm gonna yell over to the other one. Run! Get out of here!
What's going on? She picks herself up and runs towards you. I don't know where I'm going. Can I come with you?
Are you from here?
No, I don't think so.
Right.
Hold on
sure.
tight. And
Sure. Yep.
Yeah, I start flying off with the pieces in my hand.
Okay, the 4 of you regroup. Corzin coming with a passenger.
Sorry, was that just with apologies,
Corzin's
yeah.
the first one to see her, and then you can have that reaction as she arrives.
Yeah.
And at this point, you can feel the pulses in the 3 the groups of items you have leading straight towards the castle. As you arrive at the castle, you can see now it's being illuminated with the rose golden light of dawn as the sun rises, emerging from the distant horizon at breakneck speed behind it.
This is very Outer
did
Wilds
that-
of you, if I'm
Yes,
honest.
yes.
This night still felt long, though. How has this night felt so long that it's been like 2 minutes?
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Time is
clouds.
weird here.
Pink grey clouds racing by above, and also a full assault is in progress. The landships aren't here, but you can see firing down from the walls of the castle. There are humans and humans firing longbow volleys, halflings with sling staffs pelting down at kobolds and dragonborn in grey uniforms, firing back up with carbines. The carbines at least look not dissimilar to your own experimental rifled carbine, Corzin, but they are not muzzle loaded in your fashion, but appear to repeat in a manner similar to the revolver you have, although they seem to use peculiar boxy cartridges that fit under the stock.
Right, okay. I'm going to
yeah.
say to the woman I've just picked up, look, I don't usually make a habit of this. Corzin Horhace, at your service.
Cassandra, nice to meet you.
Nice. Cousin, you made a friend.
Any idea what the hell's going on here, Cassandra?
No, I wandered in here and looking for something or someone or some things. Sorry, my memory's kind of a mess.
You weren't looking for clock bits, were you?
Clocks are good. I feel like clocks are important.
Okay, that feels positive.
Here, some more bits to go with the bits we have.
Oh, love,
great.
great.
3 brass hands.
Actually, when I pick them up, am I feeling the draw?
You are indeed feeling the same
Right.
ticking sensation and pulse leading towards what appears to be the centre of the castle.
Oh, good.
Hooray!
How are we going to get in that castle?
From our current vantage point, can I see if the I have a feeling like in this world they'd take this into account, but does it look like there's around the front gate or the portcullis, are there any murder holes or
Oh my
arrow
goodness,
slits or
yes.
things?
This was one of the first things to get built after just the wall itself. The wall is not, the outer bailey is not completed in every area. There are definitely, as I said, there are areas still in construction. The main gatehouse definitely has a functioning murder hole. You know this because the defenders are doing an honestly surprisingly admirable job at pouring like hot sand and boiling water and firing down through arrow slits at the cloth armored, at the unarmored infantry.
Right. Yep.
Whose guns are very effective, but they do still have the benefit of stone fortifications, and the land ships don't seem to have made it here yet.
I have a question. So, medieval weapons firing down on tanks. That's like medieval weapons are in the castle, tanks are outside.
The tanks haven't reached here, so it's infantry with
Not
rifles.
tanks, sorry. Yes. Not tanks. That's actually better. So, lads, how big's a tank? like how big is a tank?
It varies so wildly, but like
The tanks
if
that
we
you have seen,
Celestia's only seen one tank, one kind of tank.
they
so-
are for the purposes of this, they are a huge object. So I'm going to say would fit within a 20-foot cube.
Cracking. That's what I needed to know. If one were to distract the artillery below the castle by putting a tank somewhere on or around the castle to make them draw their fire to it, where would be a good place?
I mean,
Good idea.
The most visible point would probably be the main gatehouse, or anywhere, or one of the archery sort of buttresses in the wall, archery points in the walls.
Oh, I want drama, so probably the gatehouse.
Yeah, if you want to try and make.
And would we be able, if I kind of, okay, I want to make a major image of a land ship.
Yep.
In Celestia's mind, that is shooting and scary and doing all the big noisy things. And with the idea that if we drew fire and distracted them for a few seconds, we might be able to kind of get round.
I think I will.
Are we
say
down for that plan, folks?
Yeah, that sounds like a good
Is there
idea.
a way to go if that's the case? Like, if we
is there a way
distracted
to
them,
go?
is there somewhere we can actually go?
Okay, so given that you are going to spend a spell on this, I will say that trying to find a spot that you can get an unrouted guarded route is going to have advantage.
Okay.
Whoever wants to take the lead on locating that.
I feel like Celestia's busy with a spell.
What would the skill be?
Cannot be Corzin.
Maybe it's there that it's...
I would suggest possible options that occur to me might be stealth to spot a route, perhaps investigation to locate a route into the castle.
Am I allowed to cast a spell?
You are allowed
and
to
do
cast a
thing?
spell and also do the skill check, yes.
Yeah, if it's okay with folks, I might.
Do it.
Yeah,
Yep.
cool. I
Do
did.
that
I
and
did
then do
fly and then the
investigation.
acrobatics. So,
Yeah, let's do that.
It has also been over 10 minutes, so fly has now worn off.
Yeah, cool.
Cool, so
Good
we're
to
not
know, 'cause-
flying now. Good to know.
But also, I can concentrate on something else if needed.
Yeah, I mean, Celestia does the usual, like, grabs a bit of the rainbow spirit and does a little shitty painting of a tank in her hand. I do picture, when I say Celestia's painting stuff in her hand, I picture that it's like a shit drawing of the thing, and she throws it and it becomes the thing.
Basically do like a gesture sketch and then the rainbow spirit goes
Celestia
and like
is
fills in the details.
not good at drawing enough to do just a sketch. That is the skill one acquires. It's a shitty
It's
square.
a shitty square.
With some wheels. But yeah, I chuck it and it's a tank.
There's a flash of light, and there, right up on the main gatehouse, is a tank that begins
like rolls
firing,
over.
rolling over. That just starts firing down at the assaulting infantry, turning the machine gun at them. You see the infantry start taking cover or calling for backup, bringing their forces more round towards the front. The defenders freaking the fuck out, but this seems to be on their side, so they turn to support it. Roll your investigation, was it you wanted to do? Check with advantage, please.
With advantage, great. Oh, that means no one has to assist.
Yep.
So that's great, because then we've got more people who can do stuff next time. Oh, I'm really glad that had advantage. One of those was a 1.
Oh,
Luckily,
yeah.
we're okay, and it's not a 1.
Good.
It's a 19, so we're fine.
Yes, fine.
Okay.
Point of order, actually. Are the spells that we're casting lasting the amount of time we'd expect them to last if
Yes.
this were normal circumstances?
Yes, they
Okay.
are.
I felt that was a good thing to establish.
Totally,
Thank you
yeah.
for establishing
Yeah.
that.
Yes, whatever weird is happening to the skies time-wise, it doesn't seem to be affecting the duration of your spells.
Good, yeah, glad I checked that.
Not in this place. Sorry, what was the result again? It was
19.
19. That's enough. You spot now that there is basically that with these with the defenders rushing one way and the attackers rushing another, there is a half-completed sort of dip in the castle wall where basically like a rope, almost like a climbing rope, has been shot with a grapnel hook into place. There are some dead grey grey uniformed dragonborn and kobolds below it, but also some dead defenders above it. It's completely unnoticed by either side. So as a 5 now, you are all free to clamber up it.
We're done a clamber, yeah.
Yep.
It's a very
Clamber.
It's basically like a little rope ladder, so it doesn't require a check, but you are stable enough to be able to climb your way up. You spare a brief glance at the fallen soldiers still cradling their carbines, and make your way up. Clambering up to the edge of the castle wall, just checking if, I'm assuming that's what you're doing, unless anyone's doing anything else.
Yep, clamber.
You clamber up,
Follow the ticking.
following the ticking, and you can see in this
Sounds
smack
like
in the
it's a bomb.
center
We all explode.
of the. Sorry.
It's a bomb, the ticking. We all explode.
Just that end of campaign.
You can see in the center.
The
so
red
sad.
herring is actually a bomb.
You can see in the center of the castle courtyard, on the ground, is what appears to be a triangular trap door of some sort of gold and bronze that seems to lead straight down, but there's no handle. Instead, from a distance, you can just see there appears to be a wooden case with some sort of white circle in the middle. The defenders, distracted as they are, you're able to scramble your way down and make your way towards it. And you can see the wooden case has a hinged white circular dial on it, surrounded by little black markings.
Is that for the pointy bits you found, Corzin?
Yeah, these. Do they look like they are the big hand and little hand of a clock?
They look exactly like that.
Is that the face?
This does appear to be the face of a clock, or at least it certainly becomes apparent when you hold one up to the other.
Well, they look like they fit.
Or let's
Stick
see
them on,
how
see what happens.
these. Yeah, okay. I will attempt to place them in the correct orientation.
Okay, the three hands fit comfortably onto the little central dial and remain stationary.
Regent alone knows what the actual time is, but
I mean, we've got some
Sandra,
hands,
do
a
you know what
face,
time it is?
a pendulum, and a gear, right?
Stick them in too.
I'm not really sure what time it is, but sorry, that's victory. I'm not really sure what time it is, but according to the clock right now, it's 10 to 2? It's like a little happy face when you've placed it like that.
Oh, I don't know you, but that was very sweet.
Yeah.
Cassandra.
Celestia Stardust.
Hi,
Nice
I'm
to meet you.
Scamp.
Oh, that seems nice. Lovely to. I'll try to remember that.
Oh, no pressure to, don't worry.
She looks around at Corzin. Sorry, what was your name again?
Corzin Horhace.
Right, Cassandra. She looks at you, Celestia. Sorry, what was your name again?
Celestia, darling.
Right. Sorry, I'm bad with names.
That's all right.
That's all right.
Yeah, no worries. It's okay.
So you're saying you've put the hands on the clock face.
Yeah, let's put the other bits in too.
Okay, where do you want to put them?
I feel like does the gear go over the if the hands is there like a sticky through thing that sticks through the
Can we open up the thing and see what's inside?
You do indeed pull back the hinged face, and you can see that there is
there
is
is a
series...
hinged face.
Yes.
I was picturing a separate face. That's
Right.
Yeah, I thought it was
Yep.
just a clock face. I'd somehow missed that there was the rest of the clock there. That's
You
why I
can see
wasn't doing
behind it
anything.
now an arrangement of brass gears with two sort of spindles in place. One which is connected to another. One of which where two different things could slot. Placing the pendulum into one point and then the gear onto the other. The whole clock. And closing the face over, the whole clock begins to tick. The pendulum swinging straight horizontally in defiance of gravity, because this thing is on the floor. The gear ticking in place, moving the other gears as well, and the hands of the clock tick round for a moment, tick, tick, and the trap door begins to glow brightly. Shining with a brilliant glare and causing everything to shift.
Oh.
There's a moment where you become aware of everything changing as your senses adjust. You can hear hustle and bustle and chatter and hissing and sizzling and some sort of music around you. There's bright colours and strange dingy smoke, and you don't make it out, but you do notice someone right in front of you. A blonde elven woman who you saw a moment ago, but everything's different around her, about her. Apart from her face, her features are the same. She has the same green dress, but she's wearing a curious, bulky, sleeveless vest in patterned green-brown fabric with shoulder pads that run to just above the elbow, as well as a pair of thick flaps that go down below crotch level. Matching boots, a ball-shaped helmet made of similar cloth, although it's obviously rigid, and a pair of wraparound goggles that seem to be made from a single piece of what you think is glass but doesn't reflect light quite right. There's a bandolier across her chest, stuffed with a mixture of potion bottles, black powder grenades, not dissimilar to your own, and what appears to be a pair of wands, one cut from ivory, the other made from what you recognise as mithril. Cassandra looks at the four of you. Celestia, Corzin, Scamp, Victory.
Right.
Good to find you again.
What happened
We
there?
have a lot to do.
Okay.
And
no.
before we can get to those reactions and the description of the scene around you, that is where we are going to pick up next time.
Fun.
Thank you all very much for playing. Thank you all very much for listening. And farewell from all of us here at Flintlocks and Fireballs. Fair seas and natural 20s. One should take care when wielding words. They're sharp as swords when they're misheard. Pay heed to grammar to get home, lest you should find your throughs a throne.
So gather your muskets, gather your spears, we'll plunder the shores of Calcinea. No kraken, storm or spell we fear, so come and sail with us, my dear.